Morning.
Good morning.
How
Here
are
we
you?
are. I'm good. How are you feeling? How do you feel after yesterday?
Oh, I'm fine. I didn't
Yeah.
do anything yesterday. I don't know how the athletes are feeling.
I walked out there. They're like, "Oh, we're really excited." They're actually really looking forward to the first event.
Yep, and so are we, to be honest.
Yeah.
We are kicking off live in, I'm going to have a look, about 5 or 6 minutes.
Yes. Welcome to day 2 of the Middleweight Series Finals, where today we will be crowning Australia's strongest middleweight in their weight divisions.
Yep,
Under
there's-
73.
Yep, 82,
Yep.
90s, and
105s.
We're kicking off today with the max deadlift, so it's almost powerlifting rules. They've got 3 attempts. They will set their first attempt out the back. They're out there warming up at the moment. We'll start off with all of the girls in a single flight, and then we'll do all of the 90s and then all of the 105s. 3 attempts. They can go up. They can retake a weight if they fail it, but they can't go back down in weight.
Yeah.
3 waves through that.
Cool.
I expect to see some pretty big numbers.
I expect to see a lot of our athletes in the questionnaire said that they're aiming for a new PB, so I expect to see a lot of celebrations today too.
Yep, and the crowd has started to, that fence is full
Yep,
already.
the crowd's starting to filter in today. It's going to be a big day, and there's going to be a lot of noise in here for our athletes, which is what you need for max events.
Yep, 100%. If you're pulling the heaviest deadlift you've ever pulled,
Yeah.
you want everyone to get rowdy, so I reckon that's going to happen. You will be with us on the live stream, commentating over the top. Big G will have the floor.
Yep.
Yeah, exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. And then our second event of the day is Farmers Carry for 30 metres.
Yeah.
We are in rural Queensland. I suspect that a lot of our farmers and a lot of our agricultural people out here will really love this event.
They probably don't know what the hell it is.
Well,
but
I think it'll be similar
They
to,
will by the end of it, yeah.
when they carry the milk pails and things like that on the farm. So
True.
they'll liken it probably to the occupation, which is really exciting. We have that what is that word?
Relative.
Thank you. With our crowd today on that one, so it'll be a good one.
I mean, it's single direction, so
Yep.
there's no drop and turn. It's literally a race from one end of this course to the other. It's 30 metres. If they put it down part way through, that's it. They'll just get a distance score.
Yeah, no
So-
drops.
No drops.
Ooh,
Yeah, correct. Yeah. So you'll either
tough.
get a time score
Yeah.
or you get a distance score. And we've got 4 lanes. So for a number of the divisions, we're going to split it into 3. But for the 105s, because there's so many of them, we're going to have
So many.
4 people going head to head. That's going to be cool.
You're at 12 in those 105s,
Yep.
so that's gonna be a fun time. What's our third event of the day, Mace?
We are going into the Circus Dumbbell for that. So it's Circus Dumbbell for reps. It's a classic strongman event. It's the round-ended globe dumbbells. We've made some up
Yes.
out of concrete and steel.
Very exciting. We actually had them on the floor a couple of weeks ago at Australia's Strongest Man and Woman.
We did, and
Yeah.
it was wild. There was dumbbells
It was
going everywhere.
wild.
But, I think we'll see a similar result here.
Yep.
Some people will struggle a little bit, and then some others will get a lot of reps. And then we're going to finish off with Atlas Stone over bar
Always.
for reps.
Always the Atlas Stone to end it off.
Of course.
Yeah, has to
I
be
mean,
like that.
It's a bit of strongman tradition. Gents will be doing it to 1.3 metres and ladies to 1.2. I believe the ladies are doing 100 kilos.
Yep, the under 73s and the 82s is 110.
110. And then the gents, the 90s are doing 140.
140, yeah.
And the 105 is 150. We
So
will
that's
double
really
check
good.
that. I'm pretty sure I set the weights.
Yeah, you set the way, and we've got some strong
Stone loaders.
here, so
Yep.
that's going to be an exciting battle. But hopefully you all tuned in to Australia's Strongest and checked out the current placings of yesterday.
Yep, we popped them up on the story.
Yep.
Big G will be introducing all the athletes in about 2 minutes' time, and she'll bring them out in the
Yeah.
running order, so you can see it there
Fantastic.
as well. We're going to leave it there for a moment. Tune in, couple of minutes. We are going to introduce the athletes, and then we're going to get straight into the deadlift event.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. Make sure you guys are tuned in and watching this one. It's going to be good.
See you soon.
Fantastic.
Welcome to the home of Brisbane Strongest. We don't come here to get fit, we come here to get strong.
The community here is incredible. Everyone gets in, gives you a hand. If they see that you're new to the sport, they'll come in, they'll give you tips, everything. This gym is amazing.
We're not like any other gym in Brisbane.
Oh, the facility is great. So much equipment here.
This is a community built for lifters, by lifters.
The community and the people, everyone supporting each other is my favourite thing in the world, so I love it.
This is Brisbane's strongest gym, steel and stone. Strong like steel, hard like stone.
Day 2 of the Australia's Strongest Middleweight Finals. Today we're going to crown Australia's Strongest Middleweights. First up, they'll be doing the deadlift for event 1. On our floor we'll have our head ref, Sean Wells. Our floor manager will be Alex and our tournament director is Tiffany Carroll. So we're going to give you back over to Mason and Ali and they're going to go through the events for the day and a little bit of information on the athletes. Jess Reynolds. Followed by Bev, followed by Ray, Jess Nish, Camilla, and M. Next out, we got our under 82 women, Liz, Nick, and Megan. Next up, we've got our under 90 men. Mike, Anthony, Sam, Joss, Cam, and Lee. Next out, we've got our under 105 men. Simon, Oliver, Joel, Shane, Chris, Nathaniel, Mason, Kyle, Declan, Charles, James, and Tyson. Let's give our athletes a huge round of applause, everybody. Are we doing another photo? Mason, are we doing another photo? All right, athletes can head backstage and finish warming up for the first event.
All right.
All right.
We
First event.
We are coming in over the top of all of this action.
Yeah.
So both the ladies' classes are out on the floor. We have got the bar set up at the minimum weight, which is 160, which I believe some of the girls are going to take. They're just getting themselves settled, and we're going to get into it.
We are. They're all getting in there. They've already put in their first attempts. With our under 73s, we've got a couple of girls that can hit over that 200 mark. So we're going to see some big numbers, I think, today from them.
All right, so first lifter of the day, Bev from New South Wales. She's attempting 160 kilograms.
This is her current max weight, her max PB. So let's see what she can do. Beautiful deadlift,
There it is.
absolutely beautiful
Got it.
deadlift. Hits through, shoulders back, clean deadlift, down call. She'll be happy with that. That is her max deadlift.
Yeah, she's on the board.
Yeah.
So she can, on her next attempt, she can take a smaller jump. She doesn't have to take like a full 10 kilo jump if we
No.
were doing like rising bar or something. She can literally take as small as a 2.5 kilo jump.
That's fantastic. You know, from here on out for Bev, these will be PBs for her.
Yep.
So that's exciting. And to do it on the comp floor where it really actually counts, she'll
Yeah,
be happy
yep,
with that,
yep.
you know? All right, we're just getting the bar loaded up here.
Yeah, there's a lot of gents out there shuffling plates, which is good. Keeps things moving nicely.
Look,
We
Jess
have
Nish.
Jess Nish.
We do. Jess Nish is currently sitting at a 190 kg max. So let's see what she can do here. What are we lifting here, Mace?
Oh, there's too many plates for me to figure out. I believe it's 170.
170, and that flew up. So good lift for Jess there. Sean giving the down call. We've got Sarah Rainbow here on the side doing the side reffing. It's really important to have that side ref there because from front on, it can look like they've locked themselves out. But from side on, not so much.
All right, so we're running those two women's categories together. So we've got 73s and 82s mixed up in together. A little bit tricky, but, you know, weight's weight. And this is 180 kilos. And that is there.
Fantastic. Good lift there.
Liz is on the board.
Liz is on the board. Well, that was a 180?
180.
180, fantastic. Fantastic work. Liz just hit a 190 last week. That is a 10 kg increase on her max in 2 months. I'm so sorry, I've just been corrected by her wonderful husband. 200 kgs. I've gone and messed it up. But you know what? You can tell Liz to correct her questionnaire there. She took 10 kgs off herself.
She can make it official today and pull 200.
She can. And I know she will.
All right, next up is Ray. She is a monster deadlifter. She's in the 73 category. She's opening at 190.
Fantastic.
She's opting to use the figure of 6 straps there. So we're allowing figure of 8s, which literally loop you to the bar. Ray's gone, I guess, the slightly more traditional figure 6.
Yeah, Ray doesn't tend to like the figure 8. She does like the figure 6. It's a personal preference for her.
Good. Still assists the grip there, and there it is.
Beautiful lift. Got the down call from Sean and the side down call there from Sarah Rainbow.
Yep,
Fantastic.
Ray is on the board. So we've got M coming out, also in the 73 category. She's opening at 190.
She
Now,
is.
I know M is having a couple of injury issues, and she's been a little bit concerned about this deadlift. We know she's good for well over 200. We'll just see if those injuries sort of limit her, but
No.
yeah, 190's on the board.
Fantastic.
That's it. So she's picking up points already. Didn't look too hard. Let's hopefully she can use her other 2 attempts to push up over that 200 mark and stay in the hunt on the deadlift.
So we've got Nick White just approaching the bar here. She is the 3rd strongest one. Holds a 230 kg max deadlift that she hit at an actual competition earlier this year, actually. So let's see her get this on the board.
Yep. Very
Easy.
nice. So when you hear Ali talking about Nick being the 3rd strongest woman in the country, she competed as an open weight competitor at Australia's Strongest Woman about a month ago. She's one of a couple of athletes that is close enough to that bodyweight level where she can compete, and she's strong enough to compete as an open, but then also cut to that 82 kilo weight that you see her here today. Not everyone can do that.
No, not everyone can,
No,
you know.
It's often tricky to be big enough
Yeah.
and strong enough to compete with the opens, but then be able to then jump down into that.
And she competes competitively in the open weight, you know, with an under,
She's
as an under 82. Yeah, she's third strongest in Australia. Right.
So Camilla is up next. She's another one of those competitors that competed in an open category, and now she's in at the 73 category. Let's see how this goes. Massive opening lift. 210 is on the board for Camilla.
Fantastic.
Barely getting started.
Here we have Megan Clark just approaching the bar. Megan is our second strongest woman in Australia.
Yep.
Another under 82 competitor predominantly. Can still swing hard out with the opens and has obviously proven that she can hang up there with the big guns.
Yeah, so
She is a big gun actually. Let's take that back. She's one of the
they
big
are
guns.
some big guns.
Yeah.
She PB'd her deadlift at ASW, I believe. Was it 230 she pulled?
It was 220?
220.
Let me just check that. Oh, no, 230. I apologise. She has
And
a
she's on
230
the board
max.
here at 210. So she's opted for the figure of 8 straps. If you can see close enough on the camera, those straps actually hook all the way around the bar and then loop back over the wrist. So it's actually physically impossible to let go of the bar, which is handy in our deadlift events in strongman. You will actually have the rep taken off of you if you drop the bar from the top.
I prefer figure 8 myself. I think because the grip itself, as it gets heavier, your grip tends to the endurance of your grip, and it just allows you to be able to hang on to that bar a little bit longer than the figure 6, where they will unravel for me, personally.
And I guess that's
preference.
one of those extra flavours of strongman
Yeah.
compared to powerlifting, where you're not allowed any straps whatsoever. So then not only is your leg and back strength tested, but also your grip. But it's strongman. We like to see the biggest weights lifted possible, so we do allow those straps. Having said that, Bev is walking back out for her second attempt, and she has no straps whatsoever. She's going to pull with a mixed grip. She's pulling 170. It's moving. That is
And
moving.
she's moving up.
Not quite. Now she has a minute to work in, and she has 2 legitimate attempts. Nope, she's going to wave it off.
Yeah, she's pulled it there.
She will have the opportunity to come back for a third attempt and retry it. It'll be interesting to see if she does.
Now, while the men are currently putting the weights on the bar, what kind of bar are we lifting on today, Mace?
Yeah, so we have a Texas deadlift bar out there. There's lots of differences in barbells. The Texas bar is very bendy. It's a little bit longer than a normal barbell. It's very grippy, which is nasty on your shins, but it's good. Good on your hands.
Good whip. Good whip makes for a really good photo.
It does, and it sort of it assists the lift.
It does.
As well, because those plates just don't leave the ground as early as a stiff bar, which just gives you a little bit of extra time to move through your range. All right, Jess Nish is out at 180 kilograms. She's opted for the figure 6 straps there. Strapping herself in. Oh, that's fast.
That's
She's
very
got that
fast.
lockout.
Very good deadlift there from Jess Nash.
Getting the good call from Sean, our head ref.
Yes.
He's looking for a few things in deadlift. He's looking to make sure that their knees are locked out, their hips are nice and upright, and their shoulders are in line with their body as much as possible. So you can't sort of finish the lift early, so to speak, and leave your shoulders sort of
rounded,
yeah, and your knees soft. All 3 of those things have to be met. He'll give the down call, and then the athlete pops the bar back down on the ground. All right, we got Liz.
Let's go, Liz.
She is in at 200. Let's see if she can put this.
This is her
on
max,
the board.
her gym max. So let's see if she can make this her comp PB, and I think she will. All the way,
moving.
Liz. Come on.
Moving. It's past the knee.
And we are hips through.
There's the lockout.
Fantastic lift. Fantastic down call.
Very
And she
good.
made that 200 kg count. So now she really, truly does have a 200 kg
200
deadlift. Fantastic work.
Yeah, she's pretty happy about that as well, and so she should be.
Yes.
I mean, every number is just a number, but I think there's something special about getting
There
the,
is. You know,
hitting
it's a
the double time.
personal thing, you know, when you're aiming for that 200,
Yeah.
finally get
It
it.
just looks better than 195. Let's face it. All right, Ray approaches the bar. T2 is taking 200 kilograms. Very controlled setup there. Strapping herself in, making sure her grip's in the right spot. Yeah, that's moving, that's moving.
And we're through. Fantastic lift there. That's a happy Ray there.
Yeah, it was slow, but it was technical.
Yeah, but you know, I'm a slow grinder on the deadlift too. As long as you get it from A to B, that's all that matters.
Absolutely. Well, especially in strongman.
Yep.
So you will see some of these athletes what we call hitch the bar. So they'll actually sort of shove their knees under it and slide it up their quads. You don't get away with that in powerlifting.
No, it's the ramp. We call it the strongman ramp, or some call it the hitch. But yeah, most certainly won't get away with that in PL, so powerlifting.
All right, we've got M. Naismith. She's pulled 200.
Beautiful.
So that's good points for M, considering she's concerned about the deadlift. It's still 200 kilos.
It is. We've actually got 4 athletes that have hit 200 so far. Just looking at the numbers here, there's 4.
You shouldn't be surprised.
No, not at all. That's why I wasn't surprised at all. But it's just to explain the amount of weight that these women are lifting, you know. Under 73s and under 82s. 200 kgs is no joke.
Yeah, so I spent a lot of time as a CrossFitter, you know, don't hold it against me, back in the day, and like, they lift a lot. Like, they come out and have a whirl.
Yeah, they give it a crack.
This is heavy. Oh, and Nick has made that look not heavy at all. That's 212 and a half.
That's amazing.
Just like that. All right, the pit crew are coming out. This is literally some F1 style plate changing.
We've just got Camilla coming out for a 220 deadlift today. Second lift of the day. Some big weights. Our great pit crew out there just changing the weights for our athletes. Can't do this without a crew.
No,
truly can't.
No, unless you want to still be here lifting next week. The pit crew, they're usually the MVPs out on the floor. They work harder than even the athletes. Like the athletes, they're putting in max effort, but these guys and girls have to do it all day.
They do.
4 events all day.
All right, here's Camilla. She's just strapping in on that 220 today. Let's see if she can get it up and get that down call from head ref Sean.
Oh, that looks good.
Fantastic lift there from Camilla Fognolo today. Really good. Really good.
We've seen Camilla nudge up to 245 or maybe even 250 in competition.
I think 250 is her max.
Yeah, I think it was round 1 of the middleweight series, which was how she qualified.
Was that suited or unsuited?
That was suited.
Oh, yeah.
So that's another variation that we see in deadlift, in both powerlifting and strongman, where athletes are allowed to wear a deadlift suit, which does assist them in in particular the bottom section of the deadlift. We've opted to not use it at this competition, so they can still use a belt, which sort of supports their midline a bit, but the suits are out, which usually means the numbers are a little bit down on like a really big deadlift, but it won't be by much. Megan is just strapping in her figure of 8s for 222.5.
222.5.
Oh,
that's how she goes.
Can nearly do a Richie Benner right there. 222.
Look at that. Fantastic lift. Got the down
second attempt at 222.5. Be interested to see if she opts to take a third. She may not need it, but we'll see how that comes in.
Well, I'm not too sure there. We've got another person coming in.
I'll take that back.
Yeah.
Yes. We've just been updated with some of the third attempts. Nick is opting for 230, so don't listen to Mason. She'll be taking a third because this is not stitched up just yet.
I think it'll all be dependent on how Nick goes in her 230 when she does step out to do her lift as to what Megan will do after that.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of strategy with picking weights. You want to try and pick something that you know you can hit, but also is a little bit heavier than your competitors. We don't allow them to change their attempts, though, so that takes some of the strategy out of it.
It does. We've just got Jess Nish just approaching the bar at a 200. So we're at 200 on the bar here for Jess. Let's see what she can do. This will, in fact, be a new PB for her.
Well, that's moving. She's hit the power shakes
got
at
it up
the
to the
knees.
knees. Can she get it up? She's just got to lock it out. Come on, Jess. Hips through.
Not quite there. So she's recovered. She does have a second attempt.
The crowd's getting behind her.
That was a pretty maximal effort on that one. It'll be interesting to see if she can pull it again, but she's strapping in. She's going to go for it.
This is just a true show of how heavy these weights are.
I think she's going to get timed out there, though.
No.
There's the 60 seconds. Massive
Great
first
attempt.
though.
Yeah, great attempts there from Jess.
Not quite there for 200 kilos.
Great up to the knees. So we've just been updated. Ray is about to come out on a 205 kg deadlift. This will equal her current PB. I know that she was very excited about this. She was wanting a 210 max deadlift today, but obviously playing it strategic and smart with another 3 events to come. So I apologise, it is Liz actually coming out onto the bar.
Yeah, with
205.
205. So
Yeah.
I think Ray will follow her with the 205 attempt. So Liz looking to stack another 5 kilos on her max. She worked pretty hard for that 200, but I reckon there's a little bit more in the tank.
I think she can give us
About
a bit
to
more.
find out. I reckon there's about 500 people here that might get her over the line.
And she's
That's
up,
moving.
and she's
That's
off.
moving. Let's see if it moves past the knee. There's the hitch.
Just getting stuck. Oh!
It's
Only
still
a little bit
moving.
more to
It's
go.
still moving.
Oh, I don't know if you all heard that roar
That's
of cheering, but we are absolutely ecstatic for Liz there. A good grind, a fantastic 205 PB.
Wow.
She looks absolutely chuffed.
And she should be.
She should be. This is fantastic effort. Didn't let it go and saw it through. When you want it, you'll finish it. Now we have Ray.
So Liz, of course, was in the 82 category. Ray is in the under 73, so we have those categories mixed up, but following along, it's almost a statement.
It really is, isn't it?
It's significantly past her closest competitors. That's what it's about.
Well, she certainly didn't show up to just play games.
Nope, never does.
Nope, never does. I was just about to say that. Never does.
There's a hushed silence over the crowd, but I reckon they're going to get rowdy when this starts to move.
I agree.
And it's moving. Oh, that is there.
Fantastic deadlift.
Very good lift for Camilla. There it is.
You know, she really showed why she is one of the great lightweights in Australia, in the world, has achieved many accolades in our sport. You know, it's great.
She has often told me in the past that she obviously loves deadlifts. She's pulled a massive deadlift, but she prefers anything that's not taken from the floor. So when I say that, this is a standard height deadlift that we're running today, but in Strongman we do all kinds of deadlifts.
We do
So
14-inch, 18-inch.
Yeah, which all have their differences and complexities, but Camilla in particular loves not quite a rack pull, but anything that's higher than off the floor, those numbers jump right up. So we've got Nick, her final attempt with 230
Whopping 230.
kilograms.
Now this will match her current max deadlift if she is successful with this one. And
So it's slowed
Just need that
down at the
lockout.
hips, hasn't quite locked out yet.
she
There it
got
is.
it. Well, head ref gave her the down call at that 230 kg. She's looking pretty stoked there. So because of Nick hitting that 230, so Nick and Megan are in the same weight division. They're battling it out currently. Megan has opted to jump in at 232.5. If she takes this, makes this lift successful, she will take the lead for the under 82s for this event. Let's
Whereas
see what
if she
Megan can
misses
do.
it, we'll default to
Nicole White.
Nick's 230 that
Yeah.
she just pulled. So points still at stake here. All right, this will be the heaviest ladies lift of the day if she pulls it off. It's moving off the floor. It's moved to the shin. It's got those couple of inches off the floor. She's got one more legitimate attempt at that.
You can see her just adjusting everything, giving her the best chance to get this deadlift.
Not quite today.
Fantastic try at the 230 there today, though.
Effort. All right, so I believe that is all the ladies' lifts completed. We'll have our scorekeepers work that out, but it looks like Nick has taken out the under 82s and Camilla in the 73s. Very good deadlifting. The floor will interview those athletes in a moment, and then we'll have the gents come out to deadlift.
But just like
Cam, huge deadlift. I know you've deadlifted more in a suit. Was this a non-suit deadlift PB for you?
Yeah, 7.5 kilos. It was a 500-pound, 500 freedom units. Nailed it.
That's an incredible weight to lift for an under 73 kilo lifter. Did you expect to have to pull that number today, or were you looking to actually go even further?
No, I never know. Well, you never know what the other girls are going to pull, so I just chose my numbers on what I thought I was capable of today, and yeah, it was there, so that's good.
Awesome. Well, thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, next up we'll have a chat with our under 82 kilo winner, Nick. Nick, how do you feel about that?
Pretty happy. Like, I hit that in a comp in Werribee a couple of weeks ago, well, a couple months ago, and haven't been able to hit it again since. So finally did it again.
And you did it really good. Did you think you could have gone a bit higher if you had to?
I'll never say never, but I don't know. That was a big jump, I think, from 212 to 230. So I did it.
Well, we're all super impressed with how you did today. So thank you and good luck for the rest of the day.
Thank you.
And that's it for our women athletes. Next up, we're going to bring out the under 90 men.
fantastic. So while we wait for our under 90 men to make their appearance onto the comp floor, how did you think about that, Mace?
Huge numbers.
Huge numbers.
Yep.
When you look at the difference between the under 72 number, 227.5 for Camilla.
Yep.
For our under 82 is 230.
Yep.
The difference between that is very minor.
Yeah, right up at that top. There's only a couple of kilos between, 230, 227 and a half. So that's wild. And I believe, I'm trying to think what our MC Big G1 ASW is, but I believe that
235, yeah. So G
so
had a 235 at Australia's Strongest Woman 2 weeks ago. So I mean, that,
so
look
less
at that.
than 10 kilos between 3 weight classes of women's deadlifting. That's crazy.
That's a massive
And
amount.
here's the thing, Camilla is normally under 64.
Camilla
kgs,
can compete in all divisions.
so
She's
there's
one of our hybrid athletes.
There's
that we
every
go
chance
for.
that there could have been a similar number pulled in the 64 division. So less than 10 kilograms across all 4 divisions is wild. Now, I will add to that, I believe G could probably pull
250. So 250 is
more
her
than that
max
230,
deadlift, but I'm sure she could pull much
Yep.
more.
All right, the under 90 gents have taken the floor. They will work through in one class. We don't need to combine those with the 105s because there's lots of lads. We have Mike Hargrave. Oh, hang on, let me just have a look. Yep, Mike from New Zealand. He is opening with 250, which is the minimum number. He has told me his deadlift is one of his weak points, so I believe he's going to be pretty happy with anything that he puts up today. That's quarter of a ton. We're walking out to a quarter of a ton as an opener. So let's see how he goes with that. Slow past the knee, but he's allowed that hitch, and he's got the lift.
Great left.
So Mike's on the board.
And I've noticed quite a few of athletes will get to the knee and then it's that struggle from the knee to the hip lock, you know?
It's interesting. And look, every athlete's different. I generally see 2, dead spots for athletes. It's past the knee, which we're seeing, and then also maybe like a couple of inches off the floor.
Yeah,
so
they
break
pull off the floor. Yeah, they're breaking
and
the
stop.
floor.
and then above the knee. And often people are one or the other for whatever reason. So.
That is correct. They are one or the other.
All right, Sam is out there. If he pulls this will be a big PB for him. There's his first attempt.
We're at 250 on the bar. So he's just having a breather, having a think, trying to get himself situated so that he can make this lift successful for himself.
Yeah, he told me earlier in the week that if he can pull this, he will be very happy. So let's see how he goes. That one stuck to the floor today.
So it's unfortunate for Sam. I know he's pretty disappointed with that, and unfortunately he cannot drop that weight. So from here on, it's...
He can reattempt it though.
Yeah,
so
reattempt it. From here on, he can reattempt
Yep.
the 250,
Yep.
but we cannot decrease the amount on that bar for him.
All right, so we've got Josh out next with 250. He also is carrying some pretty significant back injuries, and he was pretty concerned about this. Well, let's see if that moves off the floor. It has, and it's there.
Fantastic.
I reckon he was feeding me porcupines earlier. That looked pretty good to me.
You can actually see Josh, with his lift, you can see his back is taking a bit of a pounding with the way that he deadlifted that.
Yep, he did mention that if he pulls the opener, he may opt out of the other lifts, but we'll see if he comes back in for more. But he's on the board.
He's on the board, and that's where you want to be, on the board.
Yep. So we are going up in weight. Is the next attempt. So Anthony will be coming out for 265 from New South Wales. Let's see how he goes. He's got those figure of 8 straps.
He's got the double belt going on there. The knee-high socks just to... Because a lot of us grind, protect those shins from the deadlift razor cuts that you get.
All right. That's fast.
Lightweight.
Yeah, that's fast.
You made that look easy.
So it looks like he's gone a little bit conservative with the opener, but there's nothing wrong with that. He can sort of judge how he's feeling and then make a bigger jump if he wants to. That's the beauty of a 3-attempt thing. You don't
That is the beauty of it, yeah.
Fixed attempts.
Yeah. I know athletes tend to, their first attempt will be what they can rep. The second attempt will normally be their current PB. If they're successful in that second attempt, they'll aim for another big in and set themselves a new comp or PB for the third one.
I guess that's a really interesting way of looking at it. I think another factor might also be where the competitor is in the competition, where they might only do what they have to do. So if your max is significantly past what you have to do to claim points, you might actually hold that deadlift back a little bit.
Yeah.
But generally in a tight field, everyone's going to be going for broke.
Play it safe and tight. Not play it safe, but you just do what you've got to do to get those points.
Yep. So Cam Taylor takes to the floor with 280 kilos. And that's looking really fast too. Very good.
Fantastic. Fantastic work there from Cam Taylor. That is 5 kgs below his current raw PB. So he'll be so happy with that. He is a 300 kg deadlift PB suited. Obviously we don't have suits today, so let's see if he can set himself a new raw PB today, which I'm sure he will. He's out here he's firing. He knows what he needs to do to get done.
He's hoping for 300 today without the suit.
Yeah.
He's got 2 more attempts to do that. I mean, that 200 is really fast.
Yeah.
So that's good. 285 is up next. We have Lee Shaw approaching the bar. So he's strapping straight in. This is one of the fellas from down at Strong Geelong. They have some massive deadlifters.
They really
down
do.
The coast in Victoria. There's the setup. And there's the rep.
They truly, yeah. Yep. Down in Strong Geelong, they really lift with intent. It's the way that they train.
Yep.
If you've ever had the chance to go down there and train there or watch anybody's videos on Instagram, things like that, you'll see it there. And they're aggressive in their approach. Yeah.
It gets rowdy.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, not everybody, but that hypes most people.
Yep. That's right.
Another little pit crew change here. I believe that is all of the first attempts complete, so they're moving back down to 250 kilos. So Sam will be re-attempting that quarter of a tonne. Not a heap of time to rest.
No.
Those guys are moving through those lifts fairly quickly, but let's see if he's found a little bit extra to see if he can get on the board.
So the bar is loaded. Head ref is there. Sean with his hand ready to give the down call for a successful lift, and Sarah's on the side to ensure that our athletes are locking out their legs, their hips, and their shoulders are back and not rounded. So we're just...
Yeah, not today there.
Not today.
He recently pulled a PB of 240, which is a big number, but still 10 kilos under that 250. So he would have been really happy with 250.
Yeah, that's interesting that if his max is 240 and he's opened at a 2 kg, 10 kgs above his current max PB, do you think that's a smart decision?
No, the minimum is 250.
Oh, it is 250?
Yeah, so
apologies. He didn't have a choice.
No, top, yeah, so
Take that
top
back.
level for 90s. The minimum weight is 90s.
Thank you.
So,
I just was thinking about the math there. I was
like
thinking, if that 240 is your max, what would you do with 250? But however, I am incorrect, and 250 is, in fact, the buy-in weight. Just our pit crew doing a great job.
So we've opted for, I would say, I guess the most conventional deadlift format for this competition. You can see all kinds of crazy deadlifts in strongman, car deadlifting.
I love a good car deadlift. I'm definitely someone who enjoys a car deadlift. Do you? Do you enjoy car deadlift?
I'm only just starting to enjoy deadlifting in general at the moment. I've had some back issues in the
It's
past.
so badass.
It's starting to move now, so yeah, I don't mind car deadlift because you can sort of sit back into it and have a good lever on the bar.
They look great.
Yeah,
they're great for spectators. Right.
All right, attempt 2 for Anthony is 285 kilos. Strapping those figure of 8s in. So based on his last attempt, which moved very quickly, let's see if this jump works out for him. Yeah, that's still a little bit of a grind there. Successful lift nonetheless. That looks good.
Very good. Very good deadlift there.
Right.
Thank you.
Right, so we are up to 290 kilograms for the next attempt. We have Cam Taylor coming back out to the floor. All right, let's see if he can get a couple of kilos out of those jean shorts that he insists on wearing. They've worked out for him so far over the last couple of years. Surprised they're still intact, to be honest. Oh, 290. Very quick.
Fantastic there for Cam.
He'll be really happy with that.
That's a 5 kg raw PB.
There you go.
Good stuff, mate.
I reckon 300 might be the next jump. We'll see what it is when it comes in. Yeah, man.
He's in the comp mode. He's off over there giving his final attempt. I'm sure we'll find out in a little bit.
All right. Second attempt for Lee Shaw is 302.25. So he's already just crept up over the 300 mark with 302.5. I feel like that might be a little bit strategic, having those extra 2.5 kilos on the 300.
Absolutely. Absolutely it is.
Tightening up those figure 6 straps.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Yeah, that looks
wonderful. He'll be stoked with that.
Just like that.
Yep. We got the old fist in the air. You know, if you know Lee Shaw, he very seldomly celebrates most of his lifts, but we got the old fist, so he's pretty stoked with that. Couple of fist pumps over there with the boys. Good stuff. Just doing a little bit of math here.
All right, so I believe we are into our final attempts now. We've got Anthony taking 300. So Mike has opted out of both of his other attempts, so he's happy with the 250. Sam unfortunately couldn't pull that 250 and he's opted out of his final attempt. Josh was happy with his 250. I think that back must be just giving him too much trouble to sort of try and jump up another one. So we have 3 lifters left. We've got Anthony attempting 300. We have Cam attempting 302.5 and Lee attempting 305.
So this for Anthony will match his current max PB. This is his favourite event. So I'm excited to see him pull a 300 kg deadlift. Who wouldn't be?
No, I'm pumped for it. We've got the last three lifters all attempting 300 and 300 plus. Pretty strategic jumps here. If Anthony can pull 300, that gets him not in the lead because Lee's already pulled 302.5, but that's really good points if he pulls it. And then Cam looks to leapfrog him with a 302.5, but if he doesn't pull it, that knocks him back a little bit. And then Lee has opted for 305 to jump ahead of Cam if he pulls 302.5. If he doesn't, he will probably still attempt it anyway. But, very strategic choices there. No one's gone crazy and tried a 310 or anything like that.
No.
They're just trying to split those points up in their favour.
Trying to gain the points where they can. Right, here we go.
So 300 for Anthony.
Bar is loaded. He too is using figure eights there.
Right, it's left the floor. It's fast to the knee. There's the hitch. Let's see if he can work it up. There's the lift.
Good lift there. Good down call. 300 kgs there. What? Fantastic. 300 kgs there, Anthony. That's his finisher. He'll be stoked. It's matched his max PB. Big smiles.
All right, Cam approaches the bar, 302.5. This has got a big impact on the competition. It's tight between Lee and Cam, and then other people's points are really going to play into this. So he needs this 302.5 to stay in the hunt for first.
Boomer up.
Let's move to the knee. Oh, the lockout, too easy. Too easy. He's letting everyone know about it too. And you would, 302.5 for Cam.
He surpassed his suited PB at 300. So that's fantastic news for Cam. Made that look easy. He is stoked. We are stoked for him.
I'm half expecting him to come over here and start requesting fourth attempts on that. He's not going to get one.
No, he's not. That's so
very
great.
Good lift there. A little bit slow to him. Oh, he's just requested a fourth too. The answer is still no.
Those of you that know Tam, we're going to call him Tam Cam. The best thing to happen to a strong man.
Did you say the best thing? The worst thing?
No, I said the worst.
Oh.
I would never give him the best name for that.
All right, Lee, 305 on the bar. He needs this to now move out in front of Cam, who has issued the challenge at 302.5. It's moving, but I think that is there. 305. With the outright lead for Lee.
Fantastic
just
lift
like
there.
That.
So that puts Lee in first place for event one with a 305 kg deadlift. We've got Cam in second place for that event with a 302.5 kg deadlift. That is a new PB for him, and it surpasses his current suited PB. And then we have Anthony there with a 300 kg deadlift to round out the top three for event one for the under 90s.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, fantastic
really
lifting there.
All three attempts for the top three places.
We're all over 300 kgs. Excellent work.
We're going to cross to Big G with
me, the winner of the under 90 deadlift event. How do you feel about that?
That's kind of what I was hoping. Actually, everybody did a lot better. I had to work for it, so.
So I know your PB's 315 kilos. Are you glad you didn't have to pull that today after day one's events?
Absolutely. I woke up pretty sore this morning, so doing the bare minimum. There's still 3 events to go, so.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, and we look forward to seeing the next event.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, everyone give Lee a round of applause. Next out, we've got the under 105 kilo men. Their starting weight is 270 kilos.
All right, so that rounds out the 90s. We have the 105s, all 11 of them coming out. I hope we've got enough seats out there for them. We had 12.
We did have
I've been
12.
informed that Mason Douglas Cartwright has opted out of the competition. He was carrying a pretty bad hamstring tear.
Yeah, 2 actually. He tore his hamstring. Yeah, he tore one of them last year and then about 3 weeks ago tore the second one. So we call him hamstrung because he has no hamstrings.
But to his credit, he's come out and he's actually placed really well.
Yeah, he did really well yesterday.
So, he's decided to call it there for the competition, which is probably a wise choice because even if you are still walking, the deadlift is going to handle those hamstrings, and you don't want to do further damage to those and impede the next 6 months.
No, that's correct, Mace. You really don't. You know, you've got to choose whether you want to go full out here and really injure yourself further. And it puts you out for longer, you know, or just stop where you're at now, be proud of what you've done, and you've hung up with the boys and you showed up.
Oh, and he's done really well.
Yeah.
Like his bag toss was a really good number. I can't remember if he came 3rd or 2nd in that, but like he's placed well in the bag toss.
Yeah.
Shame we don't get to see him on the farmer's carry. I know he's an absolute
he's a gun on the farmer's carry.
So that wouldn't have been a problem for him. But we have 11 lifters.
11 heavy hitters.
Yeah, we are opening at 270 kilos, which I believe is the minimum requirement for the 105.
It is. Yeah. We've got 3 coming in at 270.
Yeah, so
apologies,
Shane,
4 coming in at 270 today.
Yeah, so Shane, Oliver, Joel, and James will all take 270 for their opener. All right, Shane the Irishman approaches the bar.
Shane the Irishman. From Wicklow Town in Ireland. So we've just heard from our MCG that this will be a PB for Shane.
That's moving.
And it's moving.
Past the knee.
Yep.
There's the hitch. He's having to work hard for this. He hasn't got that lockout yet. There it is.
Fantastic.
Thumbs up from both refs. Those numbers are going up for these lads. This is great. Like, it doesn't even matter necessarily where you're coming in competition. If you're coming out and putting up the heaviest numbers that you have ever put up, that's a win. That's a win. Like, even if you're coming last in the
absolutely,
your numbers are going up, and that's pretty much what strongman's about.
That is what strongman's about.
Getting stronger.
That's
you don't
right.
have to always be the strongest.
No.
You're just getting stronger. So
as long as you're getting stronger than yesterday.
Let's see what Ollie from New Zealand can pull. He's travelled over for this event. We ran qualifiers over there. Yeah, this looks like a challenging lift for him. He's seen stars by the looks of it. He does have 2 more attempts at that. It'll be interesting to see if he takes them.
This is another one for Ollie. You know, a 260 kg deadlift is his max, so that's a 10 kgs above his current max.
Yep, that's tough. Right, Joel comes out.
Joel shoot.
Another gentleman from New South Wales. Big stone loader.
Big stone loader.
Watched him load some huge stones up in Wagga earlier in the year. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That's a maybe a conservative opener, but who cares? It's on the board. That's good.
Yeah.
All right, James Lation with 270. Now, James is currently actually sitting in 2nd overall, which is a huge result for him after day 1. It's a really deep field. He competed here last year in the first inaugural middleweight final.
Oh, he did too. That's
right.
Yeah,
and he wasn't really happy with his results.
No, he wasn't.
He had some good runs, but he messed up a couple of events. So to come into day 2 in 2nd place, that's a really big deal for him. Let's see if he can get some good points in the deadlift. There's scoopy scoop, but it's good.
Snoopy boop scoop.
He's happy with it. Just testing the MPA, the concrete underneath those mats. I think it's good.
Just be a little bit careful, you know, those drops from too far up and you might get no reps from Sean. Yeah. Control to the ground.
I think that was more of a slam than a drop.
So I'm here and I've put numbers on the board, sort of drop.
All right, creeping up to 275, that nice, neat red plate look. We've got 5 red plates per side. Just messes with my OCD when there's different colours on it.
It's all right, I can't math. If you don't notice, I'm not really yelling out the numbers because I'm looking at Mason going, what is it? So we've got, is it Charles coming out at 275?
Maybe a piece of paper's just been expressed, but we'll find out soon enough. Yeah, Charles, he's sniffing those swelling salts. He looks ready to go.
There we go, Charles.
So he's originally from South Africa, but he's from up here in Queensland, in Brizzy. It's been really cool watching Charles develop over the last couple of years. He's
Hasn't it
really
just?
turned into a top-level
He really
105er, which is awesome. There it is.
Fantastic.
Charles
Good
on the ball
lift.
with 275.
He's really put in the work to become one of the best
Yep.
in his field.
Yep, he works really hard.
Yeah, he does.
All right, I believe Chris Merriman.
Chris
approaching-
Kamikaze Merriman.
I love a bit of Chris. He's a
He's
wild
our
man.
break dancer.
Yep. We'll see if we can convince him to do some moves later on.
Hope so. 24 years of professional breakdancing. We'd love to see it.
Yeah, I reckon he's got something in him.
Yeah.
If he pulls a PB today, maybe we can get an impromptu backflip.
Would love it.
He's not allowed to fall on his head, though. He's got 3 more attempts.
Let's just-
Three more events.
Maybe at the end of the show,
Yeah, maybe.
we could get him to do something cool like that.
So Chris with 280. Just tested that bar out. He's up on his feet. Oh, there it is.
Okay, so in that moment I blinked and I missed the entire lift.
So I think I watched
It's
Chris
so quick.
pull 320 in training recently. So that's a fairly conservative
Yeah.
opener. We'll see if he jumps to a significantly bigger one on his next attempt. All right, Nate from the Northern Territory.
Sheriff.
The Sheriff of
The
Strongman.
Sheriff of
He's a
Strongman.
police officer. Oh, he's not going to pull sumo, is he, Ali? Surely
No,
not.
God no.
No, we don't
No,
allow that
no.
in Strongman. He's just taking that wide stance and then he'll use that to load up. Oh, no, he's just stepped in.
There we go. Oh,
There it is.
fantastic lift there from Sheriff.
Great lift from Nate. He's on the board with 280.
Originally from Queensland, Brisbane, but residing up in NT.
Oh, there it is. All right, we have Kyle from New South Wales approaching the bar next. He recently pulled a 300 kilo deadlift, I believe, in training. So this is a little bit under that, but he'll be on the board with 280 if he pulls it.
Yeah, just getting those numbers on the board is most important at the moment. Great lift there. Down call from head ref there, Sean. So we've got Declan coming out at 287.5 kgs. Declan's another one that comes out of Strong Geelong there from Victoria.
Yeah, he's a pretty wild deadlifter.
Yeah.
Seen some interesting antics, but at the end of the day,
The
numbers
knee
are,
kick into the D,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Fantastic.
blew up TikTok apparently.
Yeah,
So
I remember that.
at the end of the day, it's the lift that counts, and
It is.
I know he's good for 300, so he's won the last event of yesterday, the bag tossed.
He did. Yes, he did win last event.
See if we can
He
back
actually
it
won
up
the last
and-
2 events yesterday.
Did he?
He won the truck pull and the Sam Ergo
He did
bar.
too, and a comfortable opener there for Declan at 287.5. All right, so we've just heard from G on the floor that our last lifter of the 105s is Tyson. He's opening at a comfortable 325 kilograms. We know he's good for more than that, and he's made a statement to the other lifters by going past them by almost, quick math, 40 kilos. He could potentially even take out the win with this lift, but we'll see how far up those other guys can pull.
Oh,
Yep, there's
disgusting
325.
how good that is. Absolutely disgusting. In a good way, of course.
When my 200 kilo deadlift looks like that 325 kilo deadlift, I'll be happy.
Me too.
I'll take that.
I'll take that fast lift from floor to top over my slow grind. Great work.
So Tyson's an extremely seasoned competitor,
Yeah.
both here in Australia and internationally. He's pulled monster deadlifts all around the world, in the States, in Europe. He did a big Euro trip before COVID. He
Yeah.
competed in a number of different countries. He won the SEL 105 World Championship. I believe they held that in India. He can correct me later if I'm wrong, but I know he won it. He pulled huge numbers. He did actually attempt 400 at one of those comps. and he-
Jeepers.
Yeah, and he strap snapped halfway up.
Oh,
it,
yes,
so
I remember that.
he
His strap
doesn't actually
snapped.
have 400 kilos in competition. I'm not sure if today will be the day, but
I hope so.
we'll see.
He might play strategic, though, as like we said. It's about that points. The points,
Yeah,
going
with three.
forward.
I mean, if this was the last event,
100% he'd
that's
go
different.
for it.
But he's still
yeah.
got three more events with Farmers straight after it, which is a bit of a leg burner.
Yes.
So I don't think he will necessarily risk too much.
Yep.
But we are back to attempt number 2. for Ollie. He's coming back out at 270. Try and get on the board.
Ollie there from New Zealand.
Not quite. He still stinks the heart. He may look very controlled and conservative there, but I'm pretty sure he's putting in a max attempt.
He really is.
He looks a bit wobbly when he's walking off, so that's certainly not a token attempt. He just looks like a very controlled deadlifter, and 270 is just not quite there at the moment.
Yeah.
So James approaches the bar at 277.5. We just heard this will be a PB for him if he pulls it. He's currently in second leading into this event. So I think it's going to get a bit rowdy if this goes up.
Our awesome pit crew just making sure that it's set up for our athletes. Bar is loaded. Strapping in.
All right, so it's important to take your time in these things. You don't want to rush that attempt. There's the roll in. Setting himself. That's moving. It's met the knee. Not quite. He's not going to take his second one. He does have a third that he can retry that.
It's a great attempt there.
It was really fast off the ground. It just looks like that knee is the sticking point for it.
Yeah, it seems to be that for a lot of the athletes today, that sticking point is at the knee. So it's okay though.
All right, 280 is on the bar for Shane.
Our Irishman.
That's a 10 kilo increase on his opener. His opener looked pretty good. Let's see how 280 looks. Someone turned the brakes on that one.
Someone cemented the weights to the floor.
He's got some time to think about it, but he's going to take a second attempt. Not today.
Oh, good work there.
Interesting, he has opted for the 10 kilo jump. He possibly could have taken 275, but he can't take it now. If he's going to take a third attempt, it will have to be 280 or above. He won't take above because that was pretty challenging. Maybe he's weighed it up and figured that 275 wasn't going to help strategically, so he's opted for 280, but that's his choice. We've got Joel up next. He's pulling 285. That's moving well.
Fantastic. Good
285's on the board.
Yeah.
That's good points. That's good points for Joel.
That is good points. 10 kgs below his current max, so that's really good. That moved really well, actually.
So when we talk about points and scoring in strongman, the way we do it is the person that wins an event gets the highest amount of points, and that amount of points is how many people are in the category. So if there's a 12-person category, the person that gets first gets 12 points, and then 11 down to 1. Very comfortable looking deadlift there for Charles at 285. So that point spread, obviously if you pull the same weight as somebody else, you're going to share points with them. If you can pull just a little bit more weight than somebody else, you will jump ahead of them in points. Where it gets strategic is like when we're talking about Tyson, if he pulls 325 and that's the heaviest deadlift, he will get those 12 points.
Well,
he could pull 400 kilos and he's still only going to get 12 points. So that's why he's not risky. He doesn't get extra credit for pulling a heavier deadlift. So that's where these lifters are getting really strategic with it. Kyle is moving well. He's got the call. Yeah, he's happy with that. So just carrying on with that scoring thing, the tricky one is if you don't pull a successful lift, you will actually get 0 points rather than like a 1 point for getting last. And that, in a tight field, that can make a really big difference. And because this field is so big and there's so many points up for grabs, it's really important to place well. Otherwise, you might lose a lot of points. In a smaller field, it makes less difference. But in a big field like this, if you drop 10 or 8 or 9 points in an event, that can be a big deal. So Declan with 297.5. He's got that.
Are we happy? Oh, yeah.
Again,
we are happy.
a strategic lift. He hasn't opted for 300. He's gone for just under that. I'm trying to do the maths in my head here. So he's leapt just in front of Kyle, who pulled 295. We'll see what his third attempt comes in at. A good lift nonetheless, though. It moved well.
Very good lift, yeah.
All right, Kamikaze Merriman, he straps in. He's taking 300. Oh, there's still plenty more in the tank for Chris.
Fantastic.
I like what I see.
Yes, me too. That was a good lift.
So we'll see how far he jumps with his third lift. He's got 300 on the board, which is really good. We've got Nate taking 302.5. So again, a strategic lift, just crept up over that 300 mark.
360.
Right,
All right, the Sheriff. There he is. Trains out of his garage primarily in Catherine. There's no powerlifting or strongman gyms in that particular neck of the woods, but he often heads up to Darwin for work, so he gets into the Top End Strength Centre, a really good facility up in Darwin. Oh, it's met the knee. The power shakes. It hasn't moved past the knee. He's got time, though.
He does have
He's
time.
just going to compose himself. He's got that second legitimate attempt. Not there at the moment. He still has a third attempt that he can retake that. He's just got to move off the floor, try and rest, try and get himself together.
Recovered, yeah for the next one.
Rest your legs, but also as well sort of reset in your mind, not freak out that you've missed that lift.
That's right. And this is Nate's second year at Middleweight Series Finals. He was here last year.
He is, but, you know, again, an athlete that hasn't been in the sport a really long time. He's been to 2 finals, which is great, but, you know, we're just seeing progress with him all the time.
So good.
So, the lads are putting on a whole lot of plates on that bar. I believe Tyson is taking 360 kilos for his second attempt. This is well past the last attempt, or his nearest competitor, so he's putting on a show for the crowd here. It's a wild number.
Wow, he's such an intense lifter. Oh.
So just like that, 360 goes up.
Oh, that was unreal. Just like butter, absolute butter. Locked out, very smooth, very happy. 360 deadlift, heavy as heck. That's what we like to see, heavy hitters.
Let's see what he puts on the bar. I mean, at this stage, he doesn't need to take a third.
He doesn't.
Really.
But it also depends on what his personal goals are.
It does. So he'll be weighing up, like, do I want to try and hit a PB in competition? Because, you know, when we talk about PBs, usually they have to be sort of verified at least in competition rather than just sort of something that you've hit in the gym.
You do in the gym. You've got gym PBs. PB, for those that don't know, is your personal best. It's your personal best lift number of whatever you are lifting in the gym or on comp floor. So we have gym PBs and then we have comp PBs, which just makes it, quote unquote, more official.
Yeah. I mean, for your own personal best, the number is a number, and you know that you've done it right in the gym, but to sort of do it in competition, especially in a final, in an 8 lift.
It just validates that for you as an athlete. I know it does for me. It's like, okay, I did it in the gym, that's cool. But doing it in an environment that's wholly new to you, surrounded by people you don't really know, and it's a competition, that's where, for me, if it's validated there, that's where it matters.
What's your max, Ali?
So validated, to be honest.
No, I just want to hear the biggest number.
245 in the gym. I was aiming to max it out at 250 plus this year AS Stub. But, you know, unfortunate things happened, and that's okay. So we'll save it for another time.
245, still a massive number, though. Just under that quarter of a ton. Yeah, you should be.
All right, we've got Charles here on the bar.
Charles back in at 292.5. He's opted for no straps. He's got that mixed grip that the powerlifters use. It's met the shin. Oh, he's going to call it there.
Big wave up for the crowd.
So he will be credited with 285. Ooh, so we are jumping up to 295 for Joel.
Joel, shoot. What about you, Mace? What's your max deadlift?
Oh, I don't want to talk about it.
Fair enough. But please don't ask me about farmers in the next one, okay?
Okay.
Great, we've just heard bar is loaded from head ref Sean there.
So Joel for his final attempt at 295. Just under that 300 kilo mark.
Let's see what he can do. This is his current max PB.
That's moving.
It's moving.
Slowed down at the shin. No, he's going to call it there.
Great attempt there from Joel.
So kind of in answer to your question, Ali, I won't dodge it completely. I've signed up to compete at a qualifier in September. I've got to get my dates right. Yeah, so it's got 200 kilo deadlifts for reps, competing in the under 80 category, the little boy category. So if I can get reps there, I'll be pretty happy with that.
Awesome. I'm just glad to hear you've signed up to a comp and we're going to see you competing. So we get to be your loaders, handlers, things like that.
Oh, that looks really heavy. So that's Nate back out again at 302.5. He's got lots of time. And that hasn't left the floor for the second attempt. Big effort though. It moved on the first one and then it just retreated a little bit. And yeah, not today. But he's got to save himself. He's got a brutal farmers race coming up next.
Yes.
You can't wreck your hamstrings and your legs before that. Right. Kyle is up next. He is pumped for this.
302.5 loaded on the bar there for Kyle.
He's getting the back slaps. He's had the salts. He's strapped in. 302.5 is moving. It's past the knee. This is looking good. There it is.
Fantastic lift. He got the down
302.5. That's good. That's good numbers.
That's really good numbers. When we talk about salts that our athletes use, what they essentially are is ammonia, and it just hypes up your inner self, your brain, and it wakes up the senses for you to roar out there.
It's that stuff you see in the movies when someone's been knocked out and they're trying to wake them up.
That's right.
That's exactly what the stuff is. So.
And that's what we utilise to get ourselves in that space. We've got Declan on the bar here with...
He's also taking 302.5, so he's gone from just under to just over 300. There's the bar.
The knee kick.
There's the knee. That's moving. There it is. And there's the lift. He's got it.
So as I was saying earlier about how Declan's quite an intense lifter and he knee kicks the deadlift bar, we've actually had a show of that today. So now I don't have to try and explain what I was trying to tell everybody.
We'll go and inspect his quad later on to see if he's put a big bruise on it. You'll see a lot of differences in people's hype up. There's some very conservative lifters that will sort of follow that same setup on the bar, and then there's Declan. You know, they bring the hype for themselves. They get people hyped up. Whatever it takes to get that number off the ground, though, essentially. All right, Chris with 305. So he can potentially just leapfrog Declan there if he pulls this. And Kyle. Oh, that's fast. So it's grinding over the knee. It's been paid. Oh!
Hey. There's that backwards flip we were hoping he would do, and he did it.
Hope the camera caught that.
Got to do it for the crowd.
Why did you stop there?
I had a little bit more in the tank, but it was pretty much 400 or nothing, and I don't think 400 was there, so I'll save the energy for the other 3 events.
Okay, so playing it smart. For the next event, what are your goals leading into it?
To win.
All right, we love the confidence here. Thank you, Tyson. We can't wait to see the rest of your performance today.
Great. Thanks, G.
All right, we're going to have a short break, about 20 minutes between this event and our next event, so don't go away too far. And I look forward to seeing you all back here for our next event.
Alrighty. Back to us.
Hey, that was fantastic. Deadlift is one of my favourite events anyway,
Oh, look,
so I thoroughly enjoy it.
It's simple. There's not a lot of complexity to
No.
it. The bar has to go from the ground
Yeah.
to a locked out position.
Big weights were lifted
big
today
weights,
from
yeah, lots
all
of
four weight
numbers.
divisions.
Yep. Huge results from the winners, and then even people at sort of in that second and third
Yeah,
place.
absolutely.
It was really competitive. Tyson ran away with it. I'm not a betting person, but if I was a betting person, I would bet on Tyson taking the
Yeah,
deadlift.
look, me too, me too.
But outside of that, you know, the next event, the Farmers, I think is anyone's game in any of the divisions.
Yeah, look, you know, with our middleweights, they're so dynamic. All of them are very fast movers.
Yep.
They lift heavy, so it's exciting.
It is, and look, I mean, Farmers, which is the next event,
Yeah.
it tests grip.
Tests a lot, your grip, your legs, your lats, your mind to ensure that you
So
tell yourself to hang
the
on.
format for this is a little bit different to how we would normally run a traditional Farmers carry, where it might be like 15 metres down and 15 metres back, and we usually allow drops. So if you get 5 metres in and drop the implements, you're usually able to pick
Pick
them
it
back
up
up
and carry
again and
on.
keep going.
Yeah.
You, by default, get a rest at the 15-metre mark, turn around and come back again. This one is 30 metres, so it's the same distance, but there's no turn in the middle and no drops. So if that athlete gets 5 or 6 metres in and their grip fails, that's it. They can't continue.
No,
We'll
they
give
cannot
them a
continue.
measurement. So their grip will be tested. The weights that we're using are not the heaviest Farmers carries that we test in competition
Yeah.
because of that, because they're not allowed to put it down. So we expect a lot of people to finish this because it then becomes a foot race as well. So
Yes, speed.
the grip is still an element, but
Yes.
it's not the core part of it. It's now how quickly can you move.
You move that weight from A to B.
Yeah, and over a 30-metre course, that's a lot of range to be able to test people.
It really is.
If it was 10 metres, I think we get a lot of neck-and-neck results.
But then I guess at 10 metres, you would probably make the weights heavier.
We would.
Yeah, essentially.
Absolutely.
Where we are over a long distance, 30 metres, not looking for heavy weight, just looking for people to not drop it and make their way from one end to the other as fast as possible.
Yep. I can't wait for it.
Me too.
It should be good. So how people went in the deadlift will dictate when they come out in this event.
Yes.
And that's how we do it in Strongman. Generally, if you place first, you come out last in the next event. Gives you a little bit of an advantage. You can see what other people do.
Yeah, you always want to be the chaser, not the chaser. So that essentially you're aiming to place in that top 2 of your division so that you are at the back of the pack when they come out. It gives you an idea of what you've got to beat in order to gain the points that Mason was talking about, because it is based on points. The more points that you can achieve, you know, that
having said all of that, the fact that we're actually running 3 lanes and 4 lanes for this, that advantage we just talked about is in some cases it's not existent in this one because the whole category is coming out for the 82s at once. So there's no advantage. But that's an anomaly. Generally, like let's say the next event for the dumbbell, which is 1 at a time, it will pay to win this Farmers event because you get to go last in the dumbbell and you get to see what everybody else does. And if nobody else does more than 3 reps, you know that you've only got to do 4 reps to win.
That's right, essentially. Yeah, you are correct.
Yeah.
And it's all based on the next event of whether that actually plays an advantage or not.
Yep.
So.
And the dumbbell, it definitely will.
It really will.
Otherwise, if you're not coming out last, you just have to go as hard as you can.
Yeah, you just have to
you
set
don't have a
that
choice.
standard.
Yeah.
So if you come out first and you know you're first, you set that standard and you make sure you set yourself a number that people will have to chase and chase hard.
Yep. And leading into the last event, so the scoring changes again into the very last event of a competition, where instead of who won the dumbbell, it's now actually who is the overall placings. So we change it for the last event.
We do.
So the last person to come out for stone will be the person that is winning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, an advantage, but we just change
That's
that
a big
little
advantage.
bit.
It's a big advantage
Yep.
for the
especially
for the last
in that last event.
Yes,
Yep.
it really
if the
is.
points are tight too.
And it's reps, you know, it's stones for reps, but which we'll go over later on in the show, for sure.
So we're going to take a quick break while the crew set up for the Farmers race. We'll cut a couple of ads, but stick around. We will be back very shortly, and we'll see you then for the Farmers race.
Strong woman to me is...
Strong woman to me is...
Strong woman to me is... Strong woman to me is family.
Strong woman to me is a lifestyle. It's not an event. A lot of people like think, oh, I'll just be strong on the day, but I feel if you can be strong every day, that's a lifestyle. To me, that's what strongman is.
So strong woman to me is me proving that I'm enough and that I'm able to do all these amazing things that prove to the world that I'm enough.
Strong woman to me is a community that's like a little family and everyone is always nice.
Strong woman to me is...
Strong woman to me is...
Strong woman to me is... Strong woman to me is family.
Strong woman to me is a lifestyle. It's not an event. A lot of people, that's a lifestyle. To me, that's what strongman is.
So strong woman to me is me proving that I'm enough and that I'm able to do all these amazing things that prove to the world that I'm enough.
Strong woman to me is a community that's like a little family and everyone is always nice.
Alrighty, we are back with event number 6, the farmers. Alright, so they're just setting their positions on the farmers. They're allowed to start with their hands on. There's the whistle. This is going to be tight. This is going to be really tight. Camilla with an early lead. Rain, second just, and Em just behind her.
Oh, look at this.
Camilla takes two.
Yeah. Look, here we go. We've
All
got Megan powering up. We've got Nick here, the farmer's girl. We've got Liz back here just concentrating on herself. Megan just pips Nick at the finish line. Liz is just getting to the end.
Liz as well. So no drops there, really good movement.
That was really great.
Oh, there's some heavy breathing down there. Very good. So those athletes are just catching their breath. We'll confirm those times, and then Big G, Megan has taken it out.
Women with me now, Megan, in a super fast time of 12.21 seconds. How do you feel after that, Megan? How do you feel after that event?
Good. I had a nightmare on truck pull yesterday, so I've got a lot of points to make up. I was really
put him down, and we've had a bit of a misstart from Shane, who may be credited. Often says like, "Oh, why do you keep doing this training business? Just go and get the forklift." I'm like, that's not the point. It's not the point.
He works smarter, not harder. That's
he does,
why.
and that's why he's 75 and killing it. All right, second last heat, 105s. They've all taken their positions. waiting for. Let's say a sports car versus a semi-trailer at the lights. So a semi-trailer is obviously very heavy. It's not just going to speed away like the sports car will. It can't because it's heavy. So it's the same as a runner versus somebody carrying farmers' hammers. You have to build speed and continue to accelerate. You still end up going.
Tyson, he's making it 2 for 2 today. We'll see you here again for the rest of the day. You're going to make it a clean.
I think everyone will get sick of me if I keep winning.
I don't think so. We're all really enjoying watching all. I don't think so. We're all really enjoying watching all the events today. So the Monster Dumbbell's up next. How many reps do you think you're going to get? The Monster Dumbbell's up next. How many reps do you think you're going to get?
I like to say 7 or 8, but after 2 days of competing, who knows? There's a few guys with great dumbbells, so I'll be looking forward to having something to chase.
Well, you're in a good spot now. You get to see what all the athletes before you do, and then you'll just obviously do just enough to beat them, I'm sure.
I'll do my best, yeah.
Want that?
No, we don't.
So stick around. We will throw to that, I'm going to say in about 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah, 15 minutes. We'll let them catch their breath. I mean, that was for speed, so you saw a lot of them came off breathless. So
let them catch up. We will be back with you shortly.
To me, strongman. Strongman to me.
Strong woman is to me.
To me, strongman is community. You get here, whole doing cool shit.
I mean, it started off as something I enjoyed doing. It's moved into something where I've been able to focus my energy on it. It's a huge passion of mine now. Obviously, running Southwest Strength Sports, starting that club, it's helped me to find a bit of purpose in life.
So strong woman is to me definitely empowering and a sense of community as well. And I'm so in love with it, and it's just amazing.
welcome back. I've got Mason here with me. He is one of our under 105 kilo lifters. He had a pretty good run yesterday, but he has pulled out from today's competition.
Came into the comp about 2 weeks ago with a torn hamstring, and I kind of made the decision to still compete, but yesterday was just a little bit too much, and then tore my pec on the second event, so it all just went to shit from there.
So you had a pretty rough day yesterday after a couple of those events. How do you feel having to sit out today and watch the other events unfold and not being able to compete yourself? If you know, in hindsight, do you wish you had still have done a couple of those events today, or are you happy that you did make that decision to sit out?
Yes and no. Like, I'm pretty stubborn. I couldn't even pick up my undies, so I was kind of like, probably not a good idea to keep competing, but it's very hard to sit there and watch, that's for sure. But if I was healthy, I would be extremely keen for this event.
Okay, well, we were definitely all devastated when we saw that you'd pulled out. So good luck with your recovery, and we can't wait to see what you do in the future.
Thank you. Cheers.
All right, it's back to us.
Back, here we go.
Yeah, so we're about to start the dumbbell event.
Yep.
The athletes are out on the floor. G's is heading out to kick it off.
Event number 3 for the day.
Yep, and 7 overall. So second last. What's the word? Penultimate event?
Yeah. Is that?
Yeah. All right. So
we have the Circus dumbbell.
Yep.
Yeah.
We had it poked your head out the back, and a couple of girls have literally just lifted that for the first time.
Yeah, well, it's 45 kgs for
yep.
both the under 73s and the under 82s.
All right, so Bev is up first. Bev loves a bit of dumbbell. She's told me this is probably her favourite event. So hopefully she knocks out a couple of reps. First one's to the shoulder. Easy reps there. So the athletes are allowed to use 2 hands to get it to their shoulder, but then that other hand has to be clear of the dumbbell before it's allowed to be pressed overhead. They can split jerk it, push press it, strict press it. As long as that dumbbell is stable overhead, they'll get a call from Sean, who you can see there in the foreground. She's just setting that position up. So it's a 45 kilo dumbbell. We're calling them a composite dumbbell, so they're actually solid concrete ends with a big steel handle through the middle. She's got 60 seconds to work, and she's making the most of all of those 60 seconds. There's another one. She's putting on a clinic here, so she's the first girl out. I'm not 100% sure they're all going to get this many reps. But
so Sean just actually told her to put the dumbbell back down as it did not tap the floor before she went to clean it and press it. So.
Yeah. So it's a technicality, but it does have to move from the ground to overhead each time. So she missed a rep there.
There's a great effort from Bev there.
Yeah, love it.
That's 45 kgs that the ladies will be lifting above their head today for reps.
And so here's the thing, like we watched the Viking press yesterday, and some of these girls were putting up 100 kilos plus on that. But the dumbbell, they're going to do it with one hand, not both hands. And that dumbbell's very unstable. The round ends make it tricky to position on the shoulder.
Very good work here from Jess Nash.
Yeah, so we got Jess up next. Oh, this is looking good.
Yeah, she's got powerful clean. So straight to the shoulder in that perfect rack position, and that's what we want to see, the elbow up. If the elbow is lower, it does make the lift a little bit more difficult. However, there are athletes that do press from the side, which I think we're going to see in the women's division today.
Yeah, so, I mean, you obviously need pressing power to get it overhead, but if you don't have the brute tricep and lat strength to be able to just make it hover out there, you need to find a position that you can get some sort of purchase on to get it to launch over the head like Jess just did there. Another successful rep there.
That was. It requires a lot of leg drive too, you know. You can be very strong in the shoulders, but if you've got good leg power, it just sends that dumbbell up into that position that you want for a down call. So that's Jess Nish done.
Called it there.
Yep.
We're not going to give you a rep count here just in case we mess it up and any of them were called no reps, but count along at home and then we'll get some official results at the end of it.
Here we've got Emily Naismith, absolutely kitted out in her Cerberus gear. It's a Cerberus strength athlete, sponsored athlete actually.
So there's that first rep. She's got the big chunky wrist wrap on there, which is sort of giving a little bit of extra support on the wrist. which you can see driving into the side of that dumbbell. So
it's very painful when the dumbbell actually rests on that side of your arm, so it actually stops that. It's a cushioning.
It helps, yeah. The round dumbbell that we're seeing here is a little more comfortable. Certainly the steel dumbbells that they're warming up out on.
They're awful.
They're brutal. Like, I walk out of dumbbell sessions with an egg on my forearm each time.
Me too.
The round one is a little more comfortable, but at the cost of it being harder to actually stabilise. So as painful as the steel one is to actually use, it does allow you to really sort of drive in with your forearm.
Yeah.
So Em's just missed a rep there, but she's re-racked it. Just having a little trouble stabilising it. Yeah, there's a good rep there. Very good.
And she's called it there for the day.
60 seconds.
Yeah.
All right, so...
So Ray despises Monster Dumbbell.
Does she?
Yes, she thinks it's a dumbbell and should be thrown away in the trash.
Well,
and that is okay.
okay. Maybe if she wins the event, she can be allowed to throw it away in the trash. But so she's got that rack position.
Oh,
yeah,
lovely.
she's on the board. That's good. So there's no doubt the pressing power is there for Ray. She's very strong overhead. It looks like she struggles a little bit getting that strong position to use her legs. Not about struggle. She's got 2 good reps on the board now.
Yeah, I don't think she's struggling at all. I think she might be lying to us.
A little waver, like she's putting a lot of effort into getting that in the right position, but when she's found it, that leg drive kicks in. Not quite there. So athletes are allowed to rack it with 2 hands, but the other hand has to be clear of the dumbbell before they press, and you can't give a little cheeky tap on the way up with the other hand to get the rep.
Yeah.
You will. She went for it there, but not quite control it. So
just been timed out there.
Yep. But she got reps, and she looks like she's happy.
Yeah, she's so happy.
Yeah.
That was great work.
So Camilla, also not a great fan of the dumbbell.
No.
But seasoned athlete as a rep.
Lovely.
So she competed at ASW a couple of weeks ago, and they also did Circus dumbbell for reps.
Yes.
Same size dumbbell, but it had another 5 kilos of steel welded to the outside of it, and she got good reps in Melbourne, so it was a pretty good chance she was going to get some reps here.
She's
and
powering
she's certainly
out.
doing that.
Mm.
She's a changed shoulder. Ooh.
Tricky,
from the crowd.
tricky.
Oh, not quite. We don't demand in strongman that you actually alternate shoulders, and she's gone back to her dominant side there.
But as the right shoulder or your dominant shoulder becomes fatigued, it is always good to be able to have another shoulder to rely on if that, comes to play.
It is, from personal experience, my left side is completely uncoordinated.
Oh, mine's terrible.
And my right arm will literally fall off from exhaustion before I try and use my left, because it just feels completely foreign. Oh, she's got one there on the left. There you go.
She got it. There you go.
The alternate jumped in there. So lots of reps there. I'm not going to confirm how many she got. We'll have to look at the official score later on. But lots of reps. Don't know if it's as many as Em or the other girls got yet, but we'll find out soon.
Fantastic work. She looks really happy about this too. It was really good work from Camilla.
Yeah, she really doesn't like
No,
dumbbell.
no, no.
She's told me many times in the
dumpster.
Yeah. All right, so we're moving up to the under 82 kilo ladies now. They'll be using the same size dumbbell. Slightly bigger athletes. We might see some more reps here. Maybe not. Maybe we'll still see sort of a similar amount across the board.
So we've got Liz who's just come up.
So she pressed this for the first time out in the warm-up area, and she's used a very different rack position. She's actually positioning it across the front of the body to get some purchase on it. There's the launch. Not quite.
Come on, Liz. It's a very different way of racking the monster dumbbell to what I would utilise, and the majority of the strongmen and women would utilise. However, again, it just comes to being able to move the weight as best as possible that you can in order to get the reps.
Yeah, so I mean, a 45 kilo strict press of a dumbbell is probably unreasonable, so you really need to use those legs, but you can't use your legs unless you've got it in a stable position to be able to launch it. Liz has obviously decided that the traditional position is not good for her, and she's trying this. I watched her do it in warm-up, so just not quite there.
Not quite there today, but
unfortunate,
you know what?
But a really good effort.
That's right. Great effort from Liz there.
Do you like dumbbell, Ali?
I love dumbbell.
Yeah, so do I.
love the dumbbell.
I'll
It's one
punch
of my
above my weight in dumbbell compared to a log.
It's just a great event.
I just like it because it's so technical as
Yeah.
well. Like, I mean, you obviously still have to need to be strong, but it doesn't solely rely on brute strength.
Yes, that's right.
Which I do not have as much of. I really like trying to get that technique dialed in.
Yeah.
And put up a bigger dumbbell than some of my other overhead lifts. But it's such a classic strongman event as
It really
well.
is.
Like if you look up a picture of strongman on the internet, they've usually got a dumbbell
Yeah,
overhead.
no, you're quite right. So we've got Nick White just approaching the dumbbell now. She is our split jerker.
Yep, she is.
She is our side presser. If you notice, power.
I think she actually won this at ASW.
Oh, no.
Oh, she did?
Big G did.
I think they shared points.
I thought it was Big G and Katie that.
No, Nick beat Katie. Yep. So
there you go.
Nick brutally fast. I mean, we're watching it now. Like,
I don't even think she even needs to split jerk at all. It's looking like she's just pressing.
all touch and go reps.
Yep.
There's nothing to us here. The hands away. She can rack it in that wide position. So that's just all
Fantastic
tricep power
work.
out there. She hasn't even used her body as sort of part of the ledge. She's just racking it on that tricep.
She comes from a crossfitting background, so she loves events like this. Monster Dumbbell is her favourite event.
Absolutely killing it.
Yeah, absolutely slaying that 45 kg.
I mean, it's not the be-all or the end-all of it, but like that slightly shorter stature that Nick has, her range of motion is a little bit shorter as well.
Yeah, absolutely,
so
yeah.
She doesn't have these long, spindly arms to press it, which is going to help, but also she's very good at dumbbell.
She's just a great all-round athlete in general, and she's showing it today along with her other 82s as well. Just all-rounders. That was very, very good. A whole lot of reps.
I think Sean's probably run out of fingers and toes to count reps, I reckon.
I think that I may have seen a rep was not counted, but like you said, we'll find out at the end.
One down, 19 left. There was plenty to choose from
That's
there.
right.
Now, can Megan match that to take the event win? She too surprised herself in Melbourne at ASW, where she got reps on the slightly heavier one of these. She was a bit concerned leading into it, but she got some reps.
Was.
So we'll see how she goes on the slightly lighter dumbbell today.
Megan from WA.
There's a good rep. Megan, very strict press dominant, I would say. She's not utilising that re-dip underneath it and doesn't look like she needs to.
Just an amazing strength from Megan.
Yeah, this is textbook stuff.
Really is.
Look at that.
So lovely to watch.
All touch and go reps, so she's just touching the ground in between.
Every
and going
single rep looks
straight
the
in
same.
and outside. Yep, they do. Yeah, just like that.
Power. Absolute power.
So I think in the last month she's either done a lot of dumbbell training or that extra 5 kilos that the ASW dumbbell added was the difference, because I think she got like maybe 2 or 3 reps in Melbourne. If I'm wrong, please correct me, but it was certainly not this many, and we've taken off 5 kilos off the dumbbell and she's absolutely murdering.
She's just powering through. Not looking like she's slowing down anytime soon.
Right, one's just crept out in front a little bit, just a little bit of fatigue there.
Look
and
at
there's the time.
Absolute powerhouse.
Looking forward to seeing whether Nick has...
She's clearly still out of breath. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, stoked.
That's good. What are you hoping to achieve in the next event? You've got the advantage of, I think, not quite sure on the overall placing. Are you really going to send it for the last event?
Yeah, it's the last event, so you have to, right?
All right, well, I wish you all the best, and the crowd's going to be here pumping you right up the whole way.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's hear it for our women. All righty. We're going to crack on with our under 90 men.
All right, so the ladies, they've only got one event left. They're going to go and catch their breath and then warm up some stones. They're going to get their tacky on. 70-kilo dumbbell.
Yes,
it looks the same, but it's chunkier. Handle is the same diameter, same length, but the stones on the end are heavier.
What's your call on this one, mate?
So I was out the back, and the lads tell me there may be a gentleman's agreement between the 4 of the 90s competitors that they may all not get a rep, and then it's going to be a rep fest between Lee and Cam. Whether that's how it's going to pan out or not, I'm not sure. But that's what I've been told by the competitors.
Okay, let's see what happens.
We'll see if that happens.
Yeah.
That's kind of good because it means that there's 4 guys that may or may not get good points. If they all 0, so be it. But like,
if they get it,
they can be really rewarded by getting a rep. So I will correct myself as well. Throwing back to ASW, it was Katie
Blungen and Nicole Jenner.
Yep, on the dumbbell, and Nick won the stone to shoulder.
She did. Yep, stone to shoulder.
All right, we've got some under 90 competitors out there. They've taken a seat. They're probably a bit stuffed by now. It's the second last event of the day. We've got... right, Mike from New Zealand. I won't try and... You
like,
put on an accent. Ali.
Terrible.
All right, Mike, he has racked that dumbbell. He's just finding a position. Oh, he's on the board. He's got a rep.
Good work.
He'll be happy with that.
Really happy.
Now, Mike actually has made his own one of these over in New Zealand.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did. He messaged me just to get the specs of like how long the handle is.
That's so great.
Yeah, so he's cast a couple of stones, and he said his handle was a little bit longer, which makes it very hard, but he's got a rep on the board, so I reckon that's actually paid off for him. He's got 2 on the board.
Fantastic
This is
work.
good points for Mike. All right, he's got some time. Let's see if he can put that 3rd rep up. So challenging again, the ends of this dumbbell, that bit bigger. They're just a little bit harder to try and rack on the shoulder. Really driving that forearm into it.
Fantastic
There's
work.
3 reps.
Really great push jerking there. Really great push jerk technique there for him.
Mike should be really happy with that. That's a great result for him.
Well, that theory of only 2 of them getting reps and the other
That's
4
already
not is out the window.
Yeah. If you take that
It's
back,
gone.
Sam. Now you've got to get 3 reps, Sam. All right, looks like we've got Anthony up next. Let's see if he can get some reps on the board. So just like the ladies, the under 90s and the 105s will be using the same dumbbell. So the lighter athletes, that 70-kilo dumbbell, that is challenging.
Yes.
Anthony's on the board. He's got a rep up.
He's just taking his time to make sure he's set up correctly, getting that elbow nice and high, positioning himself on that rack, arm out, and we're up for another successful lift.
So at this 70-kilo mark, you can see that clean is even starting to fatigue them a little bit. They've essentially got a sort of kettlebell swing or snatch that lift up. Just copped one in the noggin. They always look worse than they
feel. They really do.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, he's got himself, but he's probably actually controlled that a little bit down as well. So he might have a bit of an egg on his head later on, but just lost that one behind him. So he's into his last few seconds. Can he just lock this 3rd rep out? Not quite. Very close.
Really great work, though. He'll be happy with that.
Yep, he's got reps on the board. So one of the things you have to watch with dumbbell is, we saw his 2nd last attempt there. He sort of lost it out to the side and the back. Being a one-armed lift, those shoulder rotator muscles, they're really little.
Absolutely.
And if you're trying to arrest a 70-kilo weight outside of your body, you just have to be really careful that you don't just tear your shoulder to bits.
Yeah,
like,
sometimes
sounds dramatic, but
it happens, you know, it really happens.
We do see some injuries, shoulder injuries in dumbbell. Yeah. All right, Lee, now, he is an expert on this. This is going to be wild. So
Loves monster dumbbell, this one.
So he's got his 1st rep on the board. I feel like each one of these is going to look identical. Interestingly, though, he's not touching going the reps. He's setting them back down again. Each of them look the same, and he's not losing a lot of speed, but he is just setting them down.
Making it look like easy work. I mean, he was the former under 90 world record holder for the monster dumbbell.
Yeah, that's got to count for something.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and he's really showing why it's one of his favourite events and why he's really good at it and proficient in this lift itself.
Just not quite out in front there. So he's into that last 20 seconds to work. He's using all his dominant side. There you go, 15 left.
Nice.
There's that classic sort of bent press dumbbell catch, but he's got himself underneath it and he's locked it out, which is good. This is big placings here. This is really critical to the podium for under 90s.
Yep.
So what score Lee has put up versus what Cam can put up, and even Sam who's coming in. Now Sam will be really happy if he gets one.
So we've just been told the number to beat is 6 reps in order to take the lead, well, the win in this event, in the Monster Dumbbell. Well, the Monster Dumbbell event.
All right, so Sam has approached the platform. Feel like he's going to take his time here because he'll be really happy with that first rep. There's the clean. He's just got to be able to stabilise that. Oh, so he's committed to it, which is the right thing. He's got underneath it, but just hasn't been able to quite lock it out. He's going to go and have to pick up his toys.
He's always smiling. Big smiles.
Yeah, look, Sam, I don't want to make this sound the wrong way, but like Sam's really just happy to be here and like, punching in with like the top guys in the country.
Absolutely.
He's a Masters athlete. He's 40 years old.
Oh,
so,
you're joking.
You wouldn't know it. He's probably the youngest looking bloke here.
Wow, that's quite fascinating.
Yeah, you know, he's come a long way in the last couple of years, and he's happy to be punching at the heaviest weights, and he's a really good mover.
Yes, loves his moving
yoke
events.
was good, his farmers was good. Statically, you know, he's working really hard to bring those numbers up, and dumbbell is one of those ones that, like, it takes a lot of work, but not quite there for Sam. Lots of good attempts.
You got to appreciate the trying for it, though. You know, he kept on going until the time stopped, and that's what.
And he was utilising all the tools in his shed. So
Yeah.
he was jerking underneath it, which means he's launched it, and then tried to catch underneath, which is helpful, but just not quite able to stabilise it.
Here
All
we've
right.
got Josh.
We've got Josh. Now, Josh, another very strong overhead presser, but we'll see if it translates to his dumbbell. He's gone with a very vertical movement. There we go. He's got a rep on the board. So another rack technique there. So he's, rather than tucking it behind his head and having the end of the dumbbell out over his elbow, he's got it almost like sort of north and south.
Yeah.
But, he's been given that rep.
Well, no, I think it just got removed. He didn't catch the down call.
Yeah, so side ref's not given it. Yeah, not quite there.
You really try to aim to make the clean as efficient as possible to save energy for the press once you're at the shoulder, you know. And I've noticed a lot of it's a lot of like hip thrust. You've got to use your hips to get it up into the shoulder. It's not essentially just a pick
He's
up
got that
on
last
the shoulder.
rep.
Nice work.
So unfortunately, like, I know it sounds like I'm joking, but like, we don't give points for the clean. You don't get a half point for a clean,
No,
and then
that's
the
right.
rest of the points for the rep.
Yeah.
It is all of glory is in the press,
Yeah.
but the clean must be good and it must be efficient.
Well, just efficient to give yourself enough energy to press that, because you can clean it to your shoulder and you don't press it, it doesn't count, you know. That's the aim. Make them count.
And I just know from training, like I find this a lot with all overheads, but in particular the dumbbell. Like if you have messed up that clean, it feels like 1,000 kilos.
It does.
And then when you get it right, you're like, I think I've got this.
Yeah.
And it just, you know straight away when you botch one up.
100%, Mace.
So Cam, he's positioned it.
Oh,
First reps on the board.
beautiful.
So that overhead is fine, and we've seen the touch and go, so he's setting that up. There's 2. This is going to be very interesting. Can he get out in front of Lee on this? He's got 3. Touch and going all those reps. He's finding a bit of a groove. He's got it. Oh, he's only halfway through, so 4 in the first 30 seconds. He needs 3 more to go out in front on this. There's 1.
5.
He needs 2 more. He can't cut himself short on this time. He needs that 7th rep to take the win. Oh, he didn't get it.
Didn't get it.
He needs that 1 more to tie up the points. He needs that 1 to tie up the points.
It's just going back ever so slightly on that shoulder.
Ooh, very interesting. So I think 5 reps. We'll check that when the...
Such a tough event. It really is for reps.
Yeah, as number 7. 7 of 8 events. All right, so we'll reset the dumbbell, and then we will look to bring out the 105s.
Just awaiting the total. the total number of reps that have won the event.
Yeah.
Just stop that total. Everyone's probably like, what?
27 reps in total
Yeah.
by everybody. Right.
So our event winner is Lee with 6 reps. Cam was so close behind you with 5 reps.
Yeah.
How important is every single point at this stage in the competition?
This late in the comp, it is huge. Every point matters a lot. So Cam risked it. He went in fast, he went in hard, and almost paid off, but didn't. Great for me.
Very great for you. How are you feeling heading into the last event?
Stones are probably my favourite event, so always a good way to finish off.
All right, we can't wait to watch it. Good luck for the last event.
Awesome, thank you.
Huge round of applause for Lee, everybody.
So we've just had G just wrap up the under 90 winner there with Lee Shaw, and you would have heard his interview with our MC. On to our 105s, a sea of black and red.
Oh my goodness, have a look at it. It's
All the
almost like
Cerberus,
they've all got together
apparel.
down at the country club and they've decided they're going to match their outfits for their day out to meet.
This is quite amazing to see.
It's almost like they've got a little chit chat that they get together and go, what are we going to wear today? And that has all ended up being a Cerberus grip shirt. So to explain at home, for those that don't know what a grip shirt is, just going to cut to Shane there with his first rep. That looks pretty comfortable. All right, he's moving into his second rep. That position looks good. Good leg drive under it. All right, he's moving quite methodically with this. This is good. First of the 105 is out. There it is. So he sort of bends back under that, and his torso's out of alignment a little bit just to catch it, but then he stands it back up, and then it gets the down call from Shaw. Oh, not quite there. Just couldn't quite lock it. Yeah, so those fancy shirts that they're all wearing, they're called a grip shirt. They've got funny plastic that's all over them that actually creates a lot of grip on most implements that we use, and that just helps them position that dumbbell a little bit better on their shoulder than, say, like a cotton or a polyester shirt.
Yeah, cotton shirt becomes quite slippery as you go.
Especially when you're sweating up here in Queensland.
Yeah.
Being a Victorian myself, it's a warm day, even though half these people are in jumpers this morning.
Yes, I've had a few. I'm like, it's really hot here. A couple of Victorians like, no, it's not.
All right, we've got Chris approaching the dumbbell. Let's see how he manages this.
Nice clean.
So there's the position. There it is.
Good rep.
It's a good, strong press there. And he's on the board. Right, he is racking up that 70-kilo composite dumbbell. And he stood it up. So he's caught that outside the line of his body, but he's managed to be able to sort of straighten it up and get the rep. Right, he's halfway through his time cap. Not quite.
Not quite.
Hasn't been able to lock it out. He's controlled it back before it's wiped him out. He's got 15 seconds to work. Let's see if he can put up one more good rep. Not quite
Not quite there.
And it looks like he's going to get timed out. He's got reps on the board, and that's the main thing.
Great work.
Good effort there from Chris.
Good effort. Just got our team, Marshall, out there resetting the dumbbell for our men. Let's go, Nate. So we've got the sheriff coming out to do his dumbbell for reps. Let's see what he can give us.
Now, I don't reckon he has had a lot of opportunity to work on a round end of dumbbell. I know he's got a big 12-inch standard size one up in Catford. Stop doing that, Ali. Be serious.
I'm very serious.
He's shouldered on the left there. Maybe he's a lefty. Let's. Ooh, not quite. He's tried to press that out. All right, just racking that up. Quite a high position with the dumbbell. He's trying to use some of his head to stabilise that.
And his hip, he's just moved his hip out to the side to try and get
not
some stability
quite.
there.
Not quite locked out and stabilised. So to be clear with dumbbell, you can actually lock a dumbbell out, which is what we usually look for. Put it over the line of your body. They're going to let you wait until you get a successful rep. Yeah, not quite. He's got 15 seconds to work. We'll see if he takes that last attempt. Not quite enough time there.
Great effort there from Sheriff.
Great effort, but no reps on the board. It just shows you what a tricky event it is. Like,
it really is tricky, and it's one of those things that when it's on, it's on. Yep. And when it's off, it's off.
Yeah, and you can be fooled as well. Like if somebody comes out early and is very good at dumbbell,
yeah,
we all go, oh, great, it looks really easy, but it's not.
But it's their, that's their specialty is normally an implement. So like you said, when they are good, we're like, yeah.
Yeah. We can be tricked into thinking that it's going to be a
Really
cakewalk, and it's not.
Oh,
so great
lovely.
lift there from Kyle. First up, he's utilised a bit of a split jerk. Oh, not a split jerk,
push
like
jerk.
A wide stance push jerk. Gets himself back under the dumbbell, allows him to lock it out. He's
Very
got the second.
good.
Really controlled there. So like he catches the jerk at the bottom and he waits until it's stabilised before he stands it back up again. I like any reps over 3 here is going to be really handy for points. So he's put his third up already. He's just going to methodically work through this and see if he can get up to like maybe 4 or 5 or even 6 reps in that minute.
Right, getting right under that dumbbell, really sticking it at the
Got
top.
time for one more if he just... Not quite.
Nearly took a knock to the head on that one. Great work.
Good reps there though.
And he really utilised his legs, and that's what I was saying, that leg power for that explosiveness to send that monster dumbbell up, and he got right under it, locked it out, and got himself some reps.
Probably the best dumbbell presses in the world, certainly in the men's category, is there's 2 outliers. There's Mateus, the pole, and then Alexei Novikov, and they both jerk a dumbbell.
Yes.
They both get underneath it, and huge leg drive, and they get reps and reps and reps.
Yeah, reps and reps and reps.
Ooh, very close.
Very
there.
close. So if a athlete is unsuccessful in the press, they do not have to bring it back down to the mat. If they've got it back on their shoulder, they can actually attempt for another rep.
Yeah, they can re-rack it without being penalised. Often it's tough.
Yeah,
to
really, normally when you lose it.
Yeah, and then to get another rep, but you are allowed to. So Ollie from New Zealand.
Giving it a good crack.
He's really throwing everything at this attempt. You can just see his triceps just starting to let that dumbbell drop. And it's really tough because like that dumbbell's all the way outside the line of your body.
Yeah.
And you're just relying on like that wrist drive and that tricep strength to try and keep it underneath or over the top of the line of the body to be able to launch it.
That is exactly what that is.
He's throwing everything at this. And he's timed out.
I'll give him one thing. So Ollie's not wearing a grip shirt.
He's not?
No.
No. Maybe coming from New Zealand, he was.
Probably. So we've got Simon Morelli here, a.k.a. Sushi Man. So very easy clean to the shoulder.
So Simon told me this is going to be his last comp, and he just wanted to get here and like not embarrass himself and put up
the monster dumbbell.
Yep,
is that people are more proficient in it than others.
All right, James approaches the dumbbell. Let's see how he rumbles with this. So performed. Lots of reps there for James. Very good showing there. Now, I'm not sure if he's had a chance to train on one of these round-ended dumbbells up in New South Wales or not, but if he hasn't, he's a very good dumbbeller, and even if he has, that's still a great effort.
He did really well, and it says here dumbbell is his favourite event because he's good at it.
There you go. All right, we have got Declan approaching the dumbbell. Now, I know they have one of these down at Strong Geelong, so he will have had a chance to train on one. So he looks like he's opted for 2 wrist wraps on that pressing arm. Just that little bit of extra stability and thickness to the wrist to drive into that dumbbell. His first rep is easy and on the board. Looks like he's almost settling into this now. I reckon that second one was even a bit better than the first. Opting for the dominant side each time. There it is.
Really clean reps here too.
Yeah.
Really nailing them and, ensuring that he gets those down calls.
Yeah, you don't want to waste reps. I mean,
no.
In any event, you don't want to waste reps. But in particular this, where like 1 rep or something might win the event for you, it can then also cost you if you miss one. I mean, you miss reps with fails, but you really don't want to miss a rep where you get it, but then maybe drop it too early or something and throw the rep away.
Oh, we're just stabilising.
Hasn't quite stabilised it. He's still got time. No, that's it. So just couldn't quite get that dumbbell stabilised. He met with the mat and couldn't chase it. Still lots of reps there.
Next up we have Charles.
All right, we have Charles coming in
I think
here.
our MC just said 6 reps to beat in order to...
6 reps is still the lead.
The lead.
Declan got 4 on that last attempt.
So let's see what Charles can give us today.
All right, so Charles has racked up that dumbbell. There's that first rep. That looks really tidy. Touch and go reps here. This could be a big score. There we go. There's 2 on the board.
Lovely work.
He's working quite methodically here. There we go. There's 3. So he's not rushing, but he's also not wasting any time either. He's just methodically working through those reps.
Making sure they count.
So there's 4. So he's equal Declan.
Fantastic work.
He needs 1 more to get out in front of Declan, and he needs 3 more to get out in front of James. So he's racking this up. This 5th rep is good points here.
And then he's
locked it out. He almost jumped in there with the other hand to try and stabilise it. It's almost like human nature to jump in and grab it. So
go
for
wild.
the 6th rep.
And
He's got it.
6th rep. Fantastic work. Very happy Charles there. I would like to mention that he's actually his least favourite event.
Wow,
that did not look like a least favourite event there. That's fantastic work. Really good. Really stuck every single rep.
Yep.
Made sure they counted. And that's what we talk about. You've got to do this. You've got to make sure they count. And he did that.
All right, we have Tyson approaching. He's won the last event, the Farmers, which gives him the last position on the dump.
With ease.
Not quite a touch and go rep there, but very controlled. That rack position just looks rock solid, and then the press just super fast. So 2 reps in the book. There's a 3rd. Just moved a little bit behind him there, but he was able to recover it quite comfortably. There's another one. So that's 4 reps. He's halfway through his time with 4 reps. So that 5th puts him in equal placing with Charles. Let's see if he can now equal up with James with a 6.
It's got just such a strong way.
1 more for the outright lead. He's got 10 seconds to put up this rep to take the overall win in the dumbbell event. And there it is.
And he got it.
There it is. So Tyson punches out that 7th rep, which lo and behold is what he suggested he was probably going to get.
Are you a little bit surprised?
Not overly, but still putting 7 reps up is a huge effort.
Huge.
At that 7th.
Huge. But I mean, even with Charles and James, the amount that they put up at the 7th event over 2 days, and they've been grueling events. They're not.
Absolutely.
They're very taxing.
Second overhead event.
Yeah,
already,
very taxing on the body.
Tyson for maybe not the 7th time, but
3 so far today. How are you feeling?
I'm getting tired.
You're only just getting tired now.
Yeah, 1 more event. I'm looking forward to getting it done.
So, stone over bar for reps. Is this a good event for you?
Yeah, stones is a good event for me. I like stones. But there's 2 other boys back there that are killers too, so it'll be fun. I get the advantage of watching, so that's good.
So it's going to be another neck and neck event, I'm sure. Well, I'm excited. I really hope you can make it 4 from 4 today.
Thanks, Gene. Thanks, guys. Guys, great.
All right, a huge round of applause for Tyson, everyone. All right, we're going to have a break now, and then the end of the competition will be up next. Stone over bar for reps.
All right, well,
All right.
that was a rep fest. So
yes, event 7 done and dusted.
we're nearly there. And
Yeah.
look, you know, most people are holding together.
Yep.
Nobody dropped it on their head too hard, which is
No.
good. But
Yeah.
we saw a good spread of results there. You know, we saw some people that struggled to get a rep,
Yeah.
which we expected at those weights. And then we saw people at the other end of the spectrum that could put out 7 or, I mean, what did Nick put? 14 reps?
Yeah, something
14
ridiculous.
reps
You know,
in a
something
minute.
ridiculous.
You do the maths on that.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's,
You weren't going to get a rep, get a rep,
yeah,
you
that's
know?
great. That's what you always want to see that.
You really do.
As opposed to the opposite, where, you know, you think you've got it in the bag and then you mess up. Like,
Yeah.
no one wants to see that, but competition does bring that out,
Yeah.
especially with fatigue and pressure. But some good results there.
Great results.
We are going to set up the stone over bar apparatus. It's the last event for the 2-day competition. It's the classic. It's the Atlas stone. Big round concrete balls. I've seen a few of them in my time because I make them.
Yeah.
I love watching people in all forms of Atlas stone, whether it's stone over bar, stone run.
our competition this weekend. We're literally going to crown those middleweights right here. All right, first up, we've got our under 73 kilo women. And Bev will be going first. The athletes have to lift as many reps of the stone over the bar within the 60 seconds.
She's got a 100 kilo stone and she's got her first rep on the board.
So those at home that don't know, our under 73s are lifting a 100 kg Atlas stone over 1.2 metres for reps within 60 seconds today. So most reps, obviously, will win this last event of the Middleweight Series finals up here at Toowoomba Meaststock.
Yeah, so Bev is making this look really easy. It wasn't that long ago that this was like, it wasn't unheard of, but like, that was like, whoa, that's a big deal. Now they're just crushing it for reps. So
it was a number we would all aim for and be like, yes, you know, this is a big stone. But, you know, Australia really puts out massive stone loaders. Yeah.
Yep. I would say in all classes, with the exception of their open weight men, all of our stone loaders at the top in all classes are like absolutely world class.
Yeah, absolutely. And the crowd is going wild for this last event. That's really great to hear.
Loaded.
Yes.
So she's punched out a bunch at 100, which is really good.
So great work there from Bev, New South Wales, trains out of New Strength. It's really great to see her throw down this year again for the second year again. Now we've got Jess Nish up here on the bar.
I haven't seen a lot of stone loading from Jess, so I'm keen to see how this goes. But we are, of course, working in reverse order now. So instead of how people went on the last event, Jess is coming in 4th, so she's up, and then she'll be followed by Ray, who's currently in 3rd. All right, she is into this. She's already got 2 reps. You can see that cheeky duck of the head. She's staying nice and close to the bar. She extends the stone and then just ducks her head at the last minute. So she's literally underneath that bar, which keeps her nice and close. She doesn't have to try and lunge forward with 100 kilos. It can go wrong and you bump your head, but it's usually, it's really repetitive work, and I mean that in the best way possible. That's what it wants to look like. Every rep, it looks just the same as the other. Big extension there. You see she gets right up on her toes. 1.2 metres is it's 4 feet in the old number. That's quite a high bar for a lot of women who are sort of naturally a little bit shorter. Great result.
Finish here for Jess Nish. No, she came out, she did what she wanted, she got the crowd going. Great result for her.
This is her first, I suppose, national level competition.
Yes, it is.
And she's put in a really good effort over 2 days. So Ray is up next. She is no stranger to national level competitions. I watched her as an under 64 in the Arnolds back in 2019.
She placed 2nd there.
She
her
did.
First, her debut at the Arnold that year.
Yep, and it was only Camilla that rolled her, in fact, on the stones. So she is crushing this. Really
She loves
technical.
stones, though. You know, Ray's very open, but she loves Atlas stones.
So Marshall's just getting that stone back to her as quick as possible, so she can do as many reps as possible.
Really strong pick, really strong extension. You know, she's a lovely way of loading Atlas stones over bars. Again, looks the same every rep. That repetitiveness of doing it over and over again is paying off here.
Really big extension at the top. She's not a super tall athlete, so she has to extend as far as she can to make sure that rep can count.
Got lovely long femurs, though, for that space for the stone to be in that lap position.
And there it is, the
well
60
done.
seconds.
Great finish there for Ray.
Yeah, she should be really happy with that.
Is this Ray's 2nd year?
No.
No, so this is her debut.
Actually, she was supposed to compete here. She got COVID 2 days
That's
before.
right. I was thinking. I'm so sure she was.
A bit cheeky. I told her to just show up and compete anyway, but she's like, no, I'm legitimately very sick. So
Here we've got M. Naismith just loading up that 100 kg stone. Another one who is very powerful with Atlas stones. We saw a 140 from her not too long ago.
I've watched her do 140, and I've seen her put 150 on the bar. She didn't quite load it, but I can't imagine that's too far away. So 100 is lightweight for her, which sounds ridiculous, and she is just working here.
You know, she's got such a lovely pick again. Brings that stone in nice and tight. On that
great
chest.
extension.
Drives it up, yeah.
Getting that stone back nice and quick. Works the feet in to make sure that her legs are underneath the stone. She's not having to sort of try and nip it with her legs. She's literally just getting the legs underneath. Sets her grip, pulls it in tight on her chest. Big extension. She's working.
Technique,
she's working for the outright win here. This is going to be close. Not quite. She's got the lift, but I don't think it's going to count.
Great work here this weekend.
Huge effort.
From M. Naismith. Huge effort across the entire day, last 2 days.
So unfortunately, that last rep, she did get it over the bar, but we count the reps as they hit the ground, so she didn't quite get that one before the 60 seconds was up.
Next up, we have Camilla.
Yep, so recorded 150 kilos.
Oh.
And this will be fast. This is going to be a lot of reps. She's got a huge extension.
Not messing about.
Here's the ridiculous thing. I noticed this a few years ago. When a stone is light, she picks the stone halfway up the stone. So normally we teach a stone, you've got to shove your hands all the way under it to get as much grip as possible. She's literally picking it up like a basketball, which means she doesn't have to get as low as you would for a really heavy stone.
Yeah.
Which taxes the back a bit less. Like this is a clinic.
This is just play weight for her. She's just putting on a show for us here. Up at Toowoomba Meaststock for the last event. Just really showing why she is one of our dominant, if not the most dominant stone lifter in Australia.
Absolutely. So she's still got designs on a 160 stone, which she hasn't loaded yet.
Oh, fantastic.
I
can't wait to see that.
Yeah, so the crowd's getting around here.
Yep.
She is absolutely blitzing this. And there it is.
Fantastic finish here for Camilla over the last 2 days. Absolute stone queen.
Yeah. 9 reps, outrageous.
9 reps at 100 kgs. Unreal.
So she's going to go and have a little sit down, I think. Get her belt off. And wow, that was impressive. So I don't want to call it early, but I think Camilla has held on to the title with that attempt. But we'll make sure it's all official.
So we've just rolled out the 110 kg stone for our under 82 athletes.
Yeah, so this stone is the same size.
Okay.
So it's the same diameter, but it's just a little bit heavier. I think the thing with Atlas stones is obviously the heavier they get, usually the bigger they get, which is another challenge as well. So not only is it heavier, it's harder to pick up because it's getting wider. You have to hug it more than just pick it up. All right, we've got Liz. She's just getting that stone where she wants it to start with. All right, she is off. So that stone, oops, just popped out of the lap. That's all right. The pick looked easy. She was moving well.
There we go.
So she's worked it into the lap. She's going to set it up on her chest. A big, strong extension. Almost.
Push it over.
Yeah, there it is.
There we go.
So we don't allow athletes to actually grab a hold of the crossbar. You will see it sometimes in competition where when that stone gets stuck on the bar, it's easier to let it go and hang onto the bar and sort of drag it over. We don't allow that. So that rep earlier of Liz's, she sort of just had to manhandle it over and she got the rep, which is cool.
It looks like she's starting to settle in now. Her picks are getting a lot stronger.
They are. There's a lot of reps going up here at 110.
Yeah, this is 3 now at 110. She's finding her rhythm. You can see it here. You can see her finally figuring out, hey, you know what to do.
Yep.
And get it done.
Yep, and she's working hard. This is the last event. She travelled all the way out from Victoria.
Yep. Putting it all out there.
There it is.
Fantastic work there.
Liz.
Yeah, great work from Liz all weekend.
Yeah, so we're
no
still
stranger to stones, this one.
No, and like despite her height, which is traditionally a little bit of a disadvantage because that crossbeam doesn't change height, but if you're short, you've got to lift it a whole lot further than someone that's, say, 6'2".
That's right.
She makes up for it with absolute brute power.
She really does. She's one of these athletes, she knows that that's advantage, quote-unquote disadvantage for her. She never lets it bring her down. She never says...
Middle of the grip on your arms, but then as that stone comes out of your lap and it's stuck to it, you're actually fighting against your own pants. So it doesn't seem to be worrying them at the moment.
No, not at all.
I have seen reps lost by having too much stuff stuck to your legs. There's another rep. And he is timed out there. Lots of good reps.
Great work. All right, we should be seeing Josh up next. Josh Vassie. Let's see what he can give us today.
All right, hopefully he can keep himself stuck together for this. I know he's a good stone loader, but I know he's got some back pain at the moment. So I just add a little nudge of the bar there, just a little strategic. All right, he's lapped that second stone. There we go.
There, I think he's found his groove now.
Yeah, nice roll into the lap.
There we
Comes
go.
out of that squat position.
Right up onto the toes.
He's got lots of time to work here.
Yep.
Just really throw everything out on the floor, finish up. He's only got a 20-hour drive ahead of him tonight, so he's got to really throw it all out there on the floor so he can make his missus drive the whole way home. He'll be heading back to Wagga tonight with the kids, he told me. So
20 hours.
Oh, however long it takes to get to South Wales. There you go.
You know, great work from Josh all weekend.
So Josh will actually be competing in Sydney as well in a couple of weeks, but as an under 80 in the qualifiers. So he's got a bit of a cut ahead of him.
Yeah, it's a bit of a cut to go.
I reckon he's got 2 cucumbers between now and Sydney to eat. he's got a lot of kilos to cut.
I look forward to watching him there too for the Strongman Classics in Sydney.
All right, Cam Taylor. He needs a massive effort here to put a big score to chase for Lee.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, he's gone the automatic repeat. He's on that sort of slam dunk thing.
Yep.
He's bringing the stone back to himself. Come on, Cam.
He's powering through, really making sure that he makes up for every second that he has here.
Yeah, he's working
Not
hard.
wasting time
See
at all.
how fast that stone's coming back, that's what you want.
But
And
he's
then-
also controlling it too. You can see him as he goes over, that hand, it's pulling it in.
Absolutely.
Just cuts those seconds,
No
which is what
mistakes
you were
here.
talking about before.
Yep, you've only got 60 seconds. You can't allow for a mistake. He needs a
Absolutely
huge total for Lee to chase down.
Yes. And he's setting it
And
here.
he is setting it here. He's got 15 seconds to go.
Now this is going to be the last year that Cam will be in the under-90s. He's retiring from the under-90s category and moving up to the big boys of the 105s.
Yeah, definitely not retiring, just going up to the chonky boys. So he's put up a massive total there.
He has. Couple of profanities just came out there.
Oh, no, he said
He's
something about the
knackered.
ducks outside, I saw. All right, now Lee. Can Lee match that? Can Lee better it?
7's the number to beat. Cam's really set that up for 7. Let's see what Lee can do.
Bit surprised Lee's come in here with those fancy white shoes. I reckon they might leave the floor a little less white than stone lifting's a messy business.
It really is.
All right, there's the first
Nice.
rep. He's tossed that rep. Let's see him find his groove. So there's 2 on the board.
We've got 3. Just a reminder at home, it's 7 to beat. You know, and Lee's predominantly not a very tall athlete himself, you know, and he still sends that stone over the bar.
Absolutely. 1.3 metres
Yeah.
is like that extra 10 centimetres makes a lot of difference.
Yep.
And then, Lee not being super tall, but just really explosive.
That's right.
Extension, just the same every time.
Just another one that doesn't let height get in the way. He just works around it and figures out a way to make it happen. The crowd is going
getting around
absolutely
him now.
wild here. Really behind
There's that last
Lee
rep.
here.
There it is.
Fantastic work.
So I think Lee has upgraded from a second place last year here to taking out the event.
Yes.
In emphatic fashion, I would suggest after that last one.
Yep. Fantastic. Very happy for him. Well, we'll cross over to G while she chats to Lee about his event that he just won.
Lee's just won this event with 8 reps. He's your overall under-90s winner. How do you feel, Lee? Australia's strongest under-90s champion.
Very relieved. Very, very relieved.
How many burgers are you going to go eat after this?
All of them. Make my way around. Yeah.
Awesome. Everyone here, let's give Lee a huge round of applause. He's performed absolutely amazing all weekend. Can't wait to see what he does next. Thank you.
All right, congratulations to Lee there, taking out the under-90s title. You probably saw that massive men walking towards him as they were interviewing. The 105s are making their way out onto the field. They're all having to sit down, so I don't reckon any of them are going to have a little warm-up. I reckon they're going to get straight into this.
I think so.
Looks like we've got 11 minutes of action left to crown the winner of the 105 category. Got some in here, so I promised I'd talk about them when they came out, when I could have a look at them. Obviously Tyson, brutal stone loader.
Yes.
Declan he absolutely surprised everybody at ASI this year in January, where he finished a stone run of,
190.
190 was the finishing stone, but I think it was 160, 170.
180, 190. He did the full stone run, I'm fairly certain.
Finishing a 190. That's a huge effort.
That's massive.
That's a massive stone.
That's after a series, you know. Yeah. That's really tough.
But I know Cole Norton's got a massive stone. Charles very handy with the stone.
Charles very handy with the stone.
So how their gas tanks hold up. So event 8.
We've got Simon Morelli up first. So Simon has a max stone of 170. Our under 105s are lifting 150 over 1.3 metres today. We've got one rep on the board. Good stuff.
Open up strong. Just working that second stone rep into the lap.
Can we just take note that Simon's come out raw. He's got, no shirt on, no knee sleeves, no lifters, nothing. He's just come out with shorts and shoes and tacky.
Yeah, they left him out of the group shirt.
Yeah.
Group chat today. All right, so that hamstring fatigue's just starting to kick in a bit. Moving that stone off the floor under fatigue is really tough.
Really tough.
He's working it. He's going to call it there. Great comp for Simon. Hopefully it's not the last time we see him, but if it is...
Hopefully not.
It was a great effort.
Great to see him out there anyway.
A little slip there on the first pick. So this is where that tacky can give you that little bit of advantage, but I mean, tacky can only get you so far in a pick. At the when it really comes down to it, it's really strong crushing strength. So it's like pecs.
That forearm strength for the pec.
Yeah, being able to get your hands under and sort of
squeezing it tight.
So tacky helps, but
you still need the strength in order to squeeze that stone up to the lap position.
Yep. Just proving a bit challenging for him, and then I guess every pick that you attempt, you lose a little bit more tacky off your hands, and then it gets that little bit harder. So,
but again, it's that whole. It is warmer here compared to the conditions back in New Zealand, so it's learning which tacky to use in certain climates, and that happens all over the world and everywhere that we train. So well done. So good to have him here from New Zealand. Our Irishman.
All right.
We've got Shane, our Irishman, about to take on the stone. Another one with 170 max. Let's see what he can do here.
All right, so that pick looks good. And a good extension. He's on the board. All right, there's that extension. So in any stone event, you really want to focus on having that path that the stone takes out of your lap, come up and meet that bar sort of in one smooth motion. You don't want to sort of fully extend the stone and then go, oh, where's the bar? Now I have to walk forward with it.
Yeah.
That just saps so much energy compared to just being able to move it over in one smooth motion. So there's the extension.
Nice big grind.
Another rep on the board. Rolling it into the lap, starting that load from that low squat position. Just working that extension, not quite. He's going to call it there. It's a horrible feeling when that stone finishes there.
It really is.
It's on your chest, you can't breathe, and it just won't go any further.
And it's that, are you going to pass out?
Doing its job, you'll be stuck to that stone. You've got to make sure you let it,
That's
let
right.
it go.
So now we've got Joel.
Now Joel's a great
Shootout
stone
here
rider.
from New South Wales. He currently has a 190 max stone. That's huge. So
yeah, I watched him attempt 210 at the qualifier in Wagga because they had Max Stone as the last event.
Yeah.
They made a mockery of 190, and then the 210 just was a little bit beyond him, but a pretty good effort. So
still, yeah, that's mass weight to be lifted on a stone. Nice work.
There you go. Very good.
Really driving that stone over with his chest, ensuring it's tight against his body. Up onto the toes for that triple extension.
There we go. So he shot the hips a little early there.
Yeah.
You've also got to make sure that that grip on the stone is really like in the center of the stone. If you sort of pick it forwards or backwards, it just wants to pop.
That's actually
straight
really
out.
imperative that you are in the center of the stone. You pick it forward, it's going to roll back. You pick it too far behind, it's going to roll forward.
100%.
You need to be in the center.
You can get away with it on a really light stone, like you can sort of just manhandle it, but anything that's up at this weight, that's just going to pop straight out. So that comes with experience. But the man from the outback,
yes,
he upholds the law out in Catherine, Northern Territory. Right, setting up for that first stone. Great pick. Setting himself up. Nice extension. Good rep. He's launched that, making hard work there for Mark, but
that's okay. This is 10 kgs less from his max. He's got a 160 max. So repping a 150 like this with a 160 max PR or PB.
I reckon he might have a few extra kilos on his max based on that.
There's that grind, and look, you know what? You got to stick with it, and he did, and he made it count.
Yeah, that's great. It's one more rep on the board. It's really up there. Nate and the two fellas returning the stones, they're all really good mates.
Yeah.
So, if he messes one up, I'm sure they'll let him know about it at the drinks after the event.
They will.
But so far, so good. He's just trying to work this rep. He's just having to take a moment. There's his 60 seconds. So great effort from Nate. Put it all in.
I have no doubt in my mind they'll have a bit of banter about that one there. And Nate and Mark and oh my goodness, I've had a brain fart.
Marshall.
Thank you. He will not be impressed I did that.
Yeah, he'll be right. He'll be right.
He'll be fine. Right.
All right, Kamikaze Merriman. Here he is. Let's see how he goes on stone. There's the big extension. He's one on the board. You can see that tack. He's actually trying to peel up the mats off the floor. So that can play into an event. As tacky builds up on the mat underneath the stone, it'll actually start to work against you just like it does in your lap. So
and on the stone too.
That too. Yep, the whole thing just becomes a big gluey mess. So
I think it was a few years ago they had this stone for max height or something. I remember seeing faces getting smashed with the Atlas stone. So good times.
Oh, not quite. Just slid off the crossbar there. He sort of moved away from it a little bit early. Didn't quite get it over. So can't take that rep, but looks like he's good for another one. Right up on those
really
tippy
drive
toes.
with the hip.
Oh, again.
Just got to really follow through with those. That's 2 reps that could have been counted.
Yeah, he did the work. But
just moved back a little bit too soon.
Yep, just that little bit of execution at the end. All right, Kyle Norton from New South Wales, also a very good stone loader.
That he is. He has a 190 max there.
Fast pick, doesn't even move the feet, doesn't even set them back in again under the stone. Just hangs tight and just gets after it. There's rep 2. Rep 3, this is looking fast. Yeah, very good reps there. Very good reps. Ooh, not quite, just a little miss there.
Just a little bit too quick, just not waiting for that that load. There we go. So, that's okay. He's making up for it now. Just calling on the crowd to give him some encouragement to get it done.
Oh, he's grabbed the bar. We can't give it to him.
Unfortunately.
He has got it over.
Yeah. No rep
And
because he
there's the
grabbed that
60
bar.
seconds. He's added another one to his account. And here's the deal. Tyson's well out in front, but Charles, Declan, and James, there is 2 points between second and fourth.
So Podium could change.
Podium can absolutely change.
It's down to these three to figure out who's going to take the podium.
So James currently in fourth. He's got 51.5 points. Only half a point behind Declan and 2 points behind Charles. So he needs a huge effort here to make sure he can score as many points as possible and possibly he's opted for the work boot option, which we see a lot in stones. Terrible for moving events like yokes, but for stones, they offer you like a little bit of heel raise and a nice steel cap in case you drop it on your feet.
Which does happen.
Which looks like it could happen quite easily at the moment.
It happens a lot.
He's leaving them out there under that. He's got 15 seconds to work. He needs to make this count and then possibly put one more on the board. He's got to make this one count though. And he hasn't. He's gone all in on that one.
He truly left it all out there on the floor.
So the guys are just going to make sure he's okay. He's probably just had a little bit of a faint there. He's breathing all right, so we'll just give him a moment. It's that stone sitting up on your chest for that longer period of time.
Oh, yeah. Crushes you. You know, and this is the last event, and everybody's out here putting in everything they've got left.
Yep. He's upright.
He's good.
He's good.
He's up. That 150 stone. Oh, easy weight there. He's on the board with one. So Declan is who we were just talking about, who has a 190 stone PB, and he set that at the ASI show earlier this year in a series from 170. He's absolutely powering out these 150 over bar, really setting the tone and the numbers to beat.
All right, very good reps for Declan here. He's got to make all of this count to at least hang on to that third position and maybe even leapfrog up into second.
Such a great way.
There is a podium on the line here. Could it be second? Could it be third? He's got to throw it all in. There's that time.
Fantastic effort there from Declan. Eight. So we're looking at 8 is the number to beat. So I think with Declan setting that at 8, he has cemented himself on the podium.
Certainly hangs on to third. He can't get knocked out of third. The question is how will Charles respond to that to make sure that he can hang on to second place?
That is the question. Let's see
got
what
one
Charles
on the
can give
board
us.
already, but he can't afford to place too far down and let other people take points off of him that might allow Declan to jump up into second. Looking well at the moment.
He is. We've got 3 reps down, another 5 to go to match Declan's 8. Is that 4th rep?
He's halfway through.
Just looking at the speed of Charles at the moment, it may not reach that 8.
He certainly won't reach the 8, but he's got to make sure he can bank points.
Hangs on to that podium placing.
Otherwise, Declan can possibly leapfrog him up. So he's absolutely putting all of it into it. He's got
leaving it all out there.
He's not going to quite get that last rep.
Great effort there from Charles. He knew what he needed to do to get it done. Here we go with Tyson. Need an introduction. Currently sitting in first place.
Yeah, so this is a foregone conclusion. Tyson's far enough out in advance that he actually
could just touch the stone.
He doesn't even need to do
that's
this.
it.
But Tyson doesn't work like that.
No.
He throws everything at it, so he can't even get that stone back quick enough. Like, he literally is just waiting for that stone to come
Yes.
back.
Such a great stone lifter. Yeah.
Straight over. The guy's done a 205 kilo stone.
That's
I've watched
right.
him put 220 onto a crossbar. Hasn't loaded it successfully, but
Look at his technique, you know, the strong pick to the lap, the up on the chest, and then the pop over, really utilising his chest to get that stone over the bar.
a big bounce
Not
out of the
mucking
bottom
around,
as well.
yeah.
It's a big squat bounce.
He doesn't mess around in the lap. He's not trying to figure out where to place his hands. He knows where they go. He knows how to get it
wants
over.
This event win. He wants 4 for
Just getting it done, yeah.
He just
putting on a show now.
He's got 15 seconds. He wants that event win.
Absolutely dominating performance
And
from
secures
Tyson
his
Morrissey.
5th 105 title. There it is.
Fantastic work. Such an exciting athlete to watch. Really is. He'll be stoked with that effort. And that concludes the stone event, event 8 for the middleweight series final up here at Toowoomba Meaststock.
Yeah, so we'll jump in with G. She's going to hopefully get a hold of him. He's just getting around the other athletes, which is awesome to see.
I'm with your 5 times Australia's strongest under 105 kilo man champion. Let's hear it for him. Come on. Tyson, how do you feel, mate?
Ready for a feed.
Where are you going after this? How many burgers are you going to eat?
Yeah, we were thinking Betty's Burgers maybe.
Awesome. You wanted to make a statement by winning this title 5 times. What are you going to do now after this?
The plan is Paris Worlds, and then maybe OSG over in the States for World's Strongest Man under 105.
Well, congratulations on an outstanding performance all weekend. You've well and truly made a statement today that you are the strongest under 105 athlete. So everyone, huge round of applause for Tyson. All right, that concludes Australia's Strongest Middleweight Final for 2023. What a huge weekend of some outstanding performances across all our divisions. I know I'm impressed. Everyone here is impressed. Thank you all for coming down and supporting us today. Huge shout out to all our sponsors. We've got Steel and Stone. They're a gym in Brisbane. We've got the Strength Workshop, Strength Collective. We've got Rosca Activewear down the back. Quest Infrastructure. Thank you all for all your support, and we can't wait to see you at the next event.
What?
That was exciting.
Yeah.
That was a really fast-paced day of action. It was great to see. So we'll update everybody on the results.
Yes,
we'll
will.
just make sure everything's all squared away. But I'm pretty sure all our winners are that's all locked in.
Yes.
But we'll just make sure we've got some points sorted out for seconds and thirdsies.
Yeah.
We will actually do a presentation in another building somewhere. But